We're going live.
Oh, we're live right now? I can't turn out.
I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to do this thing. There we go. All right. Take the background off.
Was that the Popo?
That was the Popo. Hey guys, it's Fancy, and you're watching the Good Wives Network.
And Mac, sorry.
Yeah, that's our little logo for the Mad Ginger Entertainment. I haven't put it up in a long time because I couldn't remember where I put it. So, alrighty, guys. We are almost to 100 people already started in here. We've got tons of comments going. I don't think we have any super chats going yet or anything. Anybody that we need to thank. We have a jam-packed little show for you guys tonight.
Midday for news.
I am really excited about what we're going to be talking tonight. And because we are going to be talking about something so good, we have some special guests. We decided to invite our friends Chewy and Rose from over on TikTok, and they now have a
Love
YouTube
them.
channel as well.
Love them.
Love them. We have great conversations.
Hopefully Southern Beauty gets the message. I told her if she's able to come, to join us. I gave her the link.
Yeah. So tonight, guys, what we're going to be talking about is something that Mac and I've been working on for a couple of days. And it's when we listen to the calls of the cab driver
Hey, Mims.
that have been come out from the FOIA. And there's a lot of stuff in here that is just, let's just say it's odd at best. So this is new information. We have never had this information before the FOIAs came out, and they are not listed in. They are supposed to be in book one, but they're not in our book one, and I didn't see any of them in any of the book ones that are thank you guys. Thank you that are looking around, that have been floating around. So we still do not have like the actual like details of these. So we're going to have to go by just what we're hearing. I do have captions for you guys tonight. So I hope that you guys can hear everything well.
That was nice.
And
April. Hi, Fancy.
Yeah.
You look great tonight. Just love you. You are awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. So with no further ado, we're going to bring up our guests first and let them say hello. So we're going to add them to the stage. And they are live broadcasting over on TikTok as well. Hey, Rose. Hey, Chewy.
Hi, Fancy. How are
There
you
you
guys?
go.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, Nancy.
How are you? Glad you guys are here with us.
Well, I hope y'all can hear us okay. We're kind of having technical difficulties over here.
Can you guys not hear us?
I can hear you.
Over on
A little
TikTok?
glitchy.
Yeah, it's real. Not a little. It's very glitchy.
Is it really?
No, our
Aw.
stream, and that's why my internet is on the shambles right now.
Well,
I'm going to go ahead and drop off. See.
and come back on and see if it'll help. There, is that better?
Yeah. We'll come back on here in a minute, okay?
Okay,
Okay.
no problem.
They said it's not glitching anymore down in the.
Well, no, it's on my end. My internet is messed up.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. Alrighty, guys. Well, tonight,
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Hi.
Okay.
Hi, JJ.
Hi. Are you guys back? Or are you leaving?
I think they're leaving.
I can hear us over here.
We're going to try to hang tight real quick and
Okay, I can hear. Can you guys hear us over here? It's just glitchy. Damn it! Why does it do this?
I don't know.
I'm frozen again.
You are?
Yeah, over on their live over on TikTok.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on over on that side.
They can always play it. You know what I mean? Restream it.
Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
Hey, Jean.
Hey, Sherry Rose.
If
and maybe you know what, it is really cold over. Like we had a cold front today.
Well, it actually got cold in Colorado, is what it is.
And yesterday it was hot. I was wearing shorts,
Let's see.
sweating, and then today. I'm
Sorry,
like,
guys, for the
going outside.
technical difficulty.
Yeah, so I need like 2
1
minutes.
second.
I need 2 minutes for the internet to
Yes,
reboot.
and switch
Okay.
plates. Yes.
Then it looks like you're gonna have to do some belly dancing or something.
I'll put your ass on that screen. I'll put Rose on that screen.
Okay,
I believe so.
rebooting.
Sorry, I
They're
believe
rebooting
so.
their internet, I guess. I am so excited about what we're talking about tonight. I was hoping that maybe if I went off of camera, maybe it would help. Since we have so many things that we're going to be streaming in here tonight, so it might be that. So maybe if I'm off camera, it doesn't seem to be as glitchy right now. So let's see what's going on with them. They're coming back in.
Hi, Lisa. Or Lissa. Sorry, Lissa.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it for about 5 minutes. Okay. We're going to talk about it for 10 minutes. Chewy and them know a little bit more about what's going on than I do. They were playing some sort of something about Bree crying, and she's blaming all of us and that we don't care. And
No, that was Naomi and Mimi were playing that, not Chewy.
Oh, well, they were playing, no, Rose and Chewy were playing it just a minute ago too.
Oh, they were just on? Okay.
Yeah. So they were playing it too. And, you know, I don't know. Just how are you going to blame? How are you going to blame us, the audience out here, when you have not given one damn about anybody that's in any of our lives?
Look at what she's done to you. Okay. An example, the post that she put that on was her, I'm his strawberry account. And that I'm his strawberry account is directly a dig at Fancy. A direct dig at Fancy, and she keeps that account, and she wants to know why people are giddy over her getting caught doing everything, doing what we all knew she was doing, and she kept, seriously. Okay. Yeah, no, I have no pity for her. None. It's her own fault.
Okay. Is it working over there, guys?
On in your car, for who's in your car, for what they bring into your car, you're responsible. And no addict that I know of, or dealer, or anyone else is going to leave that much in somebody's car. Be so serious with me right now.
No. And go ahead, guys. Can you hear us now?
I think it's working a lot better now.
Okay,
I took off my screen so that maybe it doesn't lag as badly, because I have a lot of things open to play, so that might be what's causing it, is my dragginess. So, all right, guys. So obviously, what we're talking about is that Gypsy Rose's BFF for life, over there, Bree has been arrested, and apparently she was arrested for possession of the math one, the math. And so she also was arrested for changing of the license plates on the car.
Yep. No insurance.
And what was it?
Something else.
What else was it, Chewy? Can you guys know a little bit more about what's going on with the situation?
I think it might have been like.
So she changed out the license plates. She
Sorry.
Had bad. Her tail lights are out, and that was most likely the reason for the initial.
The tail lights, yes.
Right, the tail lights. Yeah, the tail lights. So that was probably
less than 28 grams of the math.
Oh my god!
And
oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I mean, seriously, you can't be as hateful and bullying as she is, and think that people are not going to be just elated that you finally got busted.
Hey, Fancy.
Yeah.
What's up, Rose?
What's up?
Oh, I thought you were talking, Mac. I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
I just want to say also, Fancy and Mac, Bree claims that the purse that had the substance in it was not hers.
Of course.
And then we watched it, but on her Not Blocked by Bree, she made a video on her stories about 40 minutes ago saying that she may have a family member who has a serious problem, and all we can do is just laugh about it. Mm-hmm. And she hopes that we're having a field day with this.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
so I just want to let you know that
tell your story.
We're having a field day with. Thank you.
Right.
She can sit over there and she can cry all she wants and blame everybody else. But, I had a situation like this when I was going to college, back when I went back right when my girls were, I'd separated from Craig for a while, and my girls were finally all in school and everything. So I went back to school for a little bit there. And I had to take this history class, and this kid next to me or in front of me always was, or I'm sorry, he was behind me, and they had his friends right next to me and everything. And he was always cutting up. He never would pay attention, always talking, getting those of us in the back in the trouble. And I'm like, dude, I will you just leave me alone? Like, seriously. So we have this big test, and he walks in and he's got it written on his brim. He's got it on the bottom of his shoe. He's got notes in his phone. And then he decides to tape it to the back of my chair. And that's when I stepped in, because I was like, all right, dude, your freaking problem and the fact that you didn't study is not me anymore. Take it down or I'm turning you in. Like, this is ridiculous. Right? So I eventually go, because he tries it again and he gets all mad, and then he starts harassing me after this. So I go to the teacher and I explain to her what happened, and he gets in trouble, and he's studying to be a doctor. So the next time he comes in, he gets there and he's screaming at me and telling me how it's my freaking fault. And I'm like, dude, it is your fault that you didn't bother to do the work, that you didn't study for the test. It was very simple. You didn't need all of that. All you had to do was study, dude. And I'm sorry. I don't know about you, but if my doctor is cheating on history tests because he can't pass history tests, what other tests can he not pass? I'd really not like to have to do that. I go, but the only person for you to be mad about is you. You. And that's the same thing here with Bree. You have nobody to be mad at but yourself. You did something stupid. You got caught. You want to sit here and you have for over a year and a half, you have attacked me over a freaking warrant on a fake police report that I didn't have anything to do with other than being a witness. And you guys have followed me all over the internet to talk about this.
You had a felony that you didn't have, and now look.
But now you're going to sit here crying about your situation and how none of us care about you and your family. When have you cared about anyone's family?
Why would we?
Why?
We're
Yeah.
supposed to pretend like she cares so much, you know? I was trying to stay in Chewy's chat and in Mimi's. There was a time, and I don't know if everybody here knows, but I remember this. She made a video talking about E and being on E at the daycare, rolling around on the floor, playing with kids, and how it was so fun and great and everything while she was on E.
Right.
I thought that was a story that was important to share. Okay?
Yeah.
But we're supposed to believe that this wasn't hers. Gotcha.
Right. Exactly.
Do you remember that, Fancy? Do you remember her telling that?
Yes, I do. And I remember being shocked and people telling me I was making a big deal out about nothing. But let's hear from Rose and Chewy and what they think about the situation. And then I'd like to move on because we've got a lot to discuss tonight. And this ain't it, kid. This ain't it.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everyone. This is, like someone said, this is the cherry on top of the videos.
Right.
It truly is.
Chewy, Rose.
Couldn't have been nicer people. Just saying.
So I hope y'all can hear us. Okay.
God.
We can hear you.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's lagging really, really bad. It's my internet. I fixed my internet.
No, I think it's mine. My lights just started flickering, so I'm so sorry.
But if y'all can hear, yeah, it's still flickering.
I am fine.
I think it might be the StreamYard because they're saying your live's not lagging.
Abigail, I don't need the power. Thank you.
Wait, can we drop the StreamYard and then get to the YouTube? And
no, this is how you have to.
No, this is how we do YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's okay.
Are they not able to hear over on TikTok?
You know, whenever I heard about, no, they can hear. It's just that it keeps breaking up.
You sound robotic.
I see.
Yeah. But if y'all can hear me, I mean.
Yes. Okay.
When I first,
if you guys can hear me, it's a lag. It's just a lag. Okay. So I can hear you just fine, and you're being able to hear me just fine. But I think it's a lag, so you're just gonna have to wait a second between talking. Yeah.
Okay. No worries.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead and go, Chewy.
Okay, so at first, whenever I heard about this, I actually felt bad for Bree because, you know, like I don't wish jail time on my worst enemy, you know, unless they actually deserve it and all that. And, I'm kind of torn between, shrugs and all that, because I grew up around addiction my entire life, and it until she came out with her statement saying that everybody that's talking about this only wants to see her fail, and that we're all losers and idiots and blah blah blah. That really just, I lost all of my empathy for her and sympathy, and it just, she can call us losers and all of that. I didn't just get arrested 2 days ago for math, so who's the
Right.
fucking loser now? That's my opinion.
For sure, for sure, for sure. And
for me.
It's just really the hypocriticalness of it, and the fact that anything that happens to their group, it's the worst of the worst. Oh my God, we're being doxxed. Oh my God, this is happening. Oh my God, I was, pulled over for leaving the Gypsy Rose protest. I was doing every single thing, and they all just want to brush it under the rug. It's no problem for them to do it. Oh God, why are you bringing it up? You guys are horrible for even talking about it. Blah 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 blah. But the fact of the matter is that, dude, we wouldn't be talking about it if you would shut your mouths. Mm-hmm. Nobody would give a flying fadoodle about you. No one cares.
Run your pie holes from all that math you do.
Fadoodle.
Fadoodle.
No, I need to close that.
So anyway, all right, guys. So we're gonna start off by we're gonna play an audio clip here. Hopefully you guys will be able to hear it over on YouTube. If you can't, or over on TikTok, if you guys can't, Chewy and them, you guys can always come over here. You can always play a replay over there, or we can figure something else out if it's not working. Sure. But I want to get into the show here. We've got 178 people right now. And where we're going to start tonight is we picked up this this information, there were 4 calls, that came in from a cab driver by the name of Sherry Messer. And so the first time she sees the news, she says, and she makes this call into the Greene County Sheriff's Office. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share that screen, add it to the stage here. All right. And let's go here.
Because I think this is.
Oh no, what is it doing? Oh, criminy, why is it doing that? Hold on.
Before too.
Holy crap, Enola, no! Hold on. I don't know why it did that. Apparently it took the sound bite over the whole thing. Just a second. I don't know why it's doing that. Let me stop the sharing. I am so sorry.
He kind of looked like the guy he had, and I'm not for sure, but is it?
Is there closed caption for it, Pam?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, it's working now. All right. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. That was weird. It just was playing it over and over again. It's not even what it's supposed to be. Window. Oh, I got to make the window big. Then I got to come down here. I got to go in my Chrome tag. Then come back over to the window. No, to cancel it out. I'm sorry, guys. This is not how this was supposed to go. I had this all out planned here. Also share system audio. Why are you not doing it? Do I need to go there? Okay, there we go. Maybe now there it goes. All right, media player, share.
Okay, I'm on stage now. Okay, Christine.
Because I think this is.
Oh my God.
Hey, Kathleen.
I don't understand what's happening. Why is it doing that? I play it, it's fine. Then it starts doing it.
We're trying to listen to the cab.
He kind of looked like the guy he had. And
Okay, here we go.
Sure,
Sorry.
is it?
Interview.
Gotta find it. I record all my trip sheets here. My taxes. All
Right, it should come up with the captions.
That's 2 8. There it is. Okay.
Was yours one of them I don't have?
Hang on.
Hold on, guys. Just give me 1 second. Let me fix this. I don't know why it's doing what it's doing. Just let me go into my program real quick. I'm so sorry. Mac, you want to talk about it real quick while I fix this real quick, please?
We're talking about the cab driver that it was the one that dropped off Nick, and then there's a drop off again. Let's see, it was the first one was on the 9th, and then they said they dropped off somebody that looked very similar to him.
So mad. Why is it doing this?
That he had a Wisconsin accent, and it was around 1:57 a.m. in the morning on the 14th, and she dropped him off right up from where, like 4 houses up from where Dee Dee's house was. Which is really bizarre because who and why was going there on the 14th? Because they found her on the 15th. And we also do a walkthrough of from where Gypsy walked from her house to the neighbor that took her to see Dan. And it's like, seriously, it's like right there. So it wasn't really that far. I'm going to see what else she said. She contradicts herself in a couple of things too. Hold on 1 sec. The typewriter's going again.
I see what's happening. Okay. Hold on. Just give me 1 second.
Oh, wait.
Touch audio.
Let me see if my microphone will work.
Oh, I'm frustrated. Okay. I'm really sorry, guys. Hold on. I'm coming up here. The captions are going to be off, but I will put this out again as soon as we fix it. But I'm going to go ahead and just play it the way it is. You guys are just going to have to deal with it. I've got notes on it, so we'll talk about it. But, I mean, this is what actually came from Greene County, so this is as good as we've got it here. I had put captions to it, but I'll take care of that in a little bit.
And Saturday, going into Sunday. And I picked this gentleman up at 1:52 a.m., which would have been Sunday morning, at Come and Go at Fort and Battlefield. And I took him. He said he wasn't for sure of the address, but he gave me 1105 West Volunteer Way. When I took him there, I dropped him off. That house was completely dark. He walked up, and I was doing my paperwork, and he kind of looked in the window and looked like this, but he never went in. And when I went to pull out, I saw him walk back out. He never went in. And like I said, he kind of looked like the gentleman that you guys picked up, but, you know, I didn't think anything about it.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking your timeline's different from what I have on here, because I think they were already gone.
And it was 11.
This was 6/13, which our days, we count on our days as the day we start, which that would have been 6/13 would have been Saturday. And then, so Saturday, I started at 5 o'clock.
In the morning?
In the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
and then it goes into Sunday morning, which that would have been 1:52 a.m. on Sunday morning.
Okay. So to clear this up, just so you guys can hear. So it starts off, this is the cab driver. Her name is Cheryl, and she calls in to Officer Walker, who is the one. Yes, don't worry. No. You guys are way off. Don't even start prophesizing yet. You don't even know what you're hearing yet. Okay. So she's calling in because she saw the news, and she picked up someone on Saturday, June 13th, 2015, and she drove them to Volunteer Way. Now, the address given is 1105 Volunteer Way. And you heard what she said. She said something about he walked up, he looked in the windows, blah, blah, blah. Keep listening to her, because it's going to be really interesting when you guys hear the next two calls after this. And then we're going to play the testimony. So you're going to see how all of this is going to play out. But what she's talking about is an incident on June 13th. Okay. So let's keep listening to what she has to say here in her original call. So this is her first call in.
Okay.
So if you weren't, I don't know if they have, because I picked him right up front of that come and go. I don't know if you can look there, but like I said.
Okay. And again, just for clarification, where they're picking him up from is called the Come and Go, and it's on Fort Bradfield. Okay. And so if you are talking about from the Days Inn, it's a little bit of a ways down Days Inn, but not more than 5 to 10 minutes down the way from where the Days Inn is. Okay. So that's where we're going here. So
I only picked him up.
Well, just to be safe, I think you're right. I don't think it's going to be the right timeline, but just to be safe, so I don't have to bother you again at another time. If you would fill this out for me.
So she's filling out a form. Are Chewy and Rose gone again?
Put your birthday, your full name, your cell phone, home address, and all that.
All right.
And I'll move out of his way if you want to see it. And just give me as much detail as you can.
Oh, Lord, this is a big case.
Yeah.
I think a lot of stuff's going to come out.
Okay, so if you didn't hear that, this is one of the things we definitely want to talk about. What the hell is this? Is this Rose? Rose?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Sorry, we tried a different device because my laptop is a very, very crappy laptop.
Okay.
And so I'm using my cell phone now, so I'm hoping that it's better.
It sounds better over here at least. Okay. So just to catch up your audience, can they hear us now? Let me make sure they can hear us. Hold on, can you guys?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
No problem. Get them up there.
I just had to make sure that this was going to work just fine.
No problem. Get them up there.
I just had to make sure that this was going to work just fine. Now I've got really bad back feed. What's going on? Now I've got really bad back feed.
Okay, I can still, we're still lagging a little bit. We're okay though.
Now I've got really bad back feed.
Okay, I can still, we're still lagging a little bit. We're okay though.
God damn it. Man.
It's okay, guys. You want us to do it and then we'll come over here and talk with you guys afterwards? And you guys... It's okay, guys. You want us to do it and then we'll come over here and talk with you guys afterwards?
Yeah, that'll be fine. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's no problem. It's probably the weather.
Yeah, that'll be fine. I'm sorry.
We'll just live stream you.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, Faith. We're just going to live stream.
Okay, I can turn down the volume, and I can still I can still see the chat over here. Be able to hear. I mean, I can't. I could leave you guys here.
Oh, do you have your volume turned up on the TikTok?
I mean, I can't. Yeah, hang on. Hang on.
Do you have your volume turned up on the TikTok?
There. Is that better?
Yeah, hang on. Hang on. Do you have your volume turned up on the TikTok? There.
That's a reverb now. Oh, that's terrible. That's even worse.
Yeah.
That's worse. Okay, can you guys
we're gonna hop down and then
all right, no problem.
We'll figure it out for next
Okay,
time.
okay. All right, guys. I can't turn off the computer volume, then you can't hear it all, and over here either. So I'm sorry that Chewy and Rose cannot join us at this time. We'll see if we can do another live with them soon.
For sure,
but
we'll get it figured out.
I'm gonna move
really
this.
Love that.
Okay, so basically, I'm gonna take this back to the beginning. We're not that far in here. So again, this is Cheryl Messer, who is a cab driver for Yellow Cab, making a phone call in to the Greene County Sheriff's Office, and it's Officer Walker taking the report. I'm sorry for the little bit of extra overlap of the typing in an area or two, but it only lasts for a second or two. So here we go.
Because I think this is.
Hold on.
Oh my God.
Just wait. It's coming. Here you go.
He kind of looked like the guy you had, and I'm not for sure, but it is it. Hold on. Gotta find it.
Why in the heck is it doing it again? Because a minute ago it was lining up.
That house was completely dark.
There we go.
Walked up, and I was doing that house was 2 a.m. 2 a.m.
Hold on. I've almost got it here. There we go.
And Saturday, going into Sunday.
There we go.
And I picked this gentleman up at 1:52 a.m., which would have been Sunday morning, at come and go at Fort Battlefield. And I took him. He said he wasn't for sure of the address, but he gave me 1105 West Volunteer Way. When I took him there, I dropped him off. That house was completely dark. He walked up, and I was doing my paperwork, and he kind of looked into the window and looked like this, but he never went in. And when I went to pull out, I saw him walk back out. He never went in. And like I said, he kind of looked like the gentleman that you guys picked up, but, you know, I didn't think anything about it. But I'm thinking your timeline's different from what I have on here, because I think they were already gone.
And it was 11.
This was 6/13, which our days, we count our days as the day we start, which that would have been 6/13 would have been Saturday. And then, so Saturday, I started at 5 o'clock.
In the morning?
In the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
And then it goes into Sunday morning, which that would have been 1:52 a.m. on Sunday morning.
Okay.
So if you want, I don't know if they have, because I picked him right up front of that come and go. I don't know if you can maybe look there, but like I said, I only picked him up.
Well, just to be safe, I think you're right. I don't think it's going to be the right timeline, but just to be safe, so I don't have to bother you again at another time. If you would fill this out for me. Put your birthday. your full name, your cell phone,
Okay.
home address, and all that.
All right.
And I'll move out of his way if you want to see it. And just give me as much detail as you can.
Oh Lord, this is a big case.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the first things Mac and I wanted to talk about. So, first of all, what you're hearing is her giving an accounting of her picking up a man. Similar description, same time frame, same everything. Saturday night going into Sunday morning on June 13th into June 14th. She took him to the actual Volunteer Way and she drops him off at the bottom of Volunteer Way. And if you guys watch the video we put out earlier today, we will be playing that after all these. We did a video showing you the walking of the neighborhood and how far away one thing is than the other, and how far away the house is from where she dropped him off. Okay. So the thing she says here that I thought was really interesting that Mac and I were both picking up on is she says this is going to be a big case, and the officer agrees. And what does she say? I think a lot of things are going to come out about a lot of stuff. So Mac, you and I want to talk about it real quick so that way.
Sure. Everybody says they can't hear me very well, and I was trying to pair my microphone up, but I can't. It's messing with me right now. So,
I can hear you just fine.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's weird. It's 5 days after, right? After.
Actually, it's 7 days after. Really,
true,
it's the weekend after. It's exactly the weekend after.
Right. Looking like Nick. Sounding like he's from Wisconsin.
We haven't got that far yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, we didn't get that far yet. But what she's saying here, I'm talking about the idea of the big stuff coming out, and I definitely think that's what we've been seeing in this last week here. We've been kind of seeing, David's interview, which we'll be talking about tomorrow night or the next night. We've got all of these videos coming out and these people that we're finding out is involved, in these different things. And here is a cab driver from the area who's talking about the fact that she thinks a lot of stuff is going to come out from this.
Yeah.
And I thought that was extremely, extremely interesting. So going on here, let me continue on. You guys are going to understand. She's going to talk about a lot of things. Please just listen and think to yourself all the things that she's saying, because the next 3 calls are going to be vastly different. And her testimony at the end is extremely different. So listen to the details she's giving so that you guys can compare them to the next calls. So far, she's picked him up from the come and go on Fort and Battlefield. It's just about 5 to 10 minutes down the road from where the day's in. It's the same exact time frame of the phone call going out at 1:52 in the morning and arriving at Volunteer Way about 2:15. Okay, so
iterate. So she dropped him off. The cab driver dropped this person on the 13th or the 14th? Which one?
It would have been the 14th.
Okay.
The morning of the 14th at 1:52 a.m.
1:57.
1:52 a.m.
At 1:52, and it was 4 houses down from where Dee Dee and Gypsy lived.
It's on the very beginning of the neighborhood.
This is before they found her, because they found her on the 15th.
Right.
And this cab driver even talks about how she didn't go over there. I mean, it's standing out to her because she didn't even know a Volunteer Way, right?
Right. She didn't go over there very often. Yeah.
Right. So
all right.
It was standing out to her. But point being is they dropped him off 4 houses up from where Dee Dee and Gypsy, and said that this guy was looking in windows and things like that, which is weird to me, which is very weird to me. Very sus. I don't know what it is, but hopefully we'll find out. Was it somebody that was supposed to be portraying Nick? I don't know. I don't know.
I just asked you. Thank you.
All right, guys, I'm trying to make it quieter in here so we can hear this better. All right.
Your top is cute.
Pardon me?
Your top is really cute.
Thank you.
That's
All right.
adorable.
So guys, just listen. That's the basis. There is, we don't know who lives at this address. I will show you all of this in just a few minutes, okay? I promise. You will all understand by the time we get to this. Just go on this little journey with me and Mac. All right. Here we go.
I think a lot of stuff's going to come out in the thing.
And there's a lot of pauses, but you have to listen because she asks specific things in the middle of pauses, okay? Yes, they are already in Wisconsin according to the timeline of the story. Yes.
And if you need me to, if you have I can send this to you via text if you need me to.
Yeah. I think maybe she didn't have you work.
I called when was it? Monday, as soon as I saw it on the news, I called and left a message for y'all.
Yeah, somebody told me that you did.
Okay. Because I wasn't for sure. Very easy to say. So I just say that I picked up basically.
Did you get a call to go there?
Yeah. I'm the world's worst speller here.
There's nothing we can do about the background, guys. Noise. This is from a Greene County Sheriff interview over the phone. So you've got the best audio you're getting. We're trying to explain it as best as we can throughout this. So right now she's filling out a form and basically giving her statement as to this pickup on June 13th, 2015, going to Volunteer Way at 1:52 a.m. I guess this is in the car or at the station. I'm not sure which one, but the next ones are phone calls. But this one, there was no video with this either, so I don't know. I assumed it was a call, but now I'm realizing she handed her a piece of paper. You know. And I'll do a video on this after the live tomorrow. I'll put it together for you guys so you can kind of get this faster. But I wanted you guys to hear everything because it's, you know, she's thinking, she's writing, she asks questions throughout. So I didn't take out pieces of it, and I can hear, you know you guys can hear my husband in the background, but tomorrow I'll try to do it for you guys where we can make a quiet recording. This is just for the live. I'm sorry, guys.
Well, we can fast forward till she starts talking again.
No, because I don't know where she talks again.
Oh, okay.
That's the problem.
Gotcha.
There. Oh, okay. That was special. That was important.
You win. VOLUNTEER.
Okay, so she asks on that one. She asked, "How do you spell volunteer?" Okay. If you guys are just tuning in, this is the cab driver who is reporting that on June 13th, she took an identical man out to Volunteer Way and dropped him off. He walked up. He looked in the windows. She got him from the come and go.
But I was dispatched to come and go. Fort Battlefield picked up at 1:52 a.m. on 6/14 of 15. One male, dark hair, short, height approximately 5'11" to 6 foot. Took him to 1105 West Volunteer Way in Springfield. Drop off time 2:14 a.m. Anything else?
Look at her quick. Yeah, can you put your birthday right here?
Oh.
So is there anything you can say about what he's wearing, or did he have any bags with him or anything?
I don't recall he had anything with him. I'm trying to think. You know, you pick up hundreds of people.
Oh yeah, no, I understand.
I don't believe he had anything with him. He had a cell phone with him. He was consistently on his cell phone.
Yeah.
Because I almost thought, because I even came back and I almost thought he was going to see a hooker. Mm-hmm. Because that's normally what my Johns do. Mm-hmm. You know, when I pick up the they're setting up to make sure that they know they're going to the right place. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just, you're either taking them one place or another. Right. And he was just constantly, because he kept saying, I'm not for sure of the address and stuff like that. But the one thing he kept saying, you know, we were talking about, because he had this accent, and I asked him where he was from, and he said he was from Wisconsin. And he had that accent. Mm-hmm. And that's what really tipped me off when I heard the news report. He said he was from Wisconsin. So that's the only thing. You know,
okay, it's 11:05. Okay.
Yeah, because he was not for sure of the address. Mm-hmm. Like I said, you know, I mean, I could describe that he was just on the phone on a consistent basis.
Yeah, and did you put that you said he's looking in the windows of the house? He was going.
Yeah, and he was looking in the windows of the house.
Yeah,
but I never saw him go in.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just describe when I dropped him off.
Okay. So for anybody that had trouble hearing of that, she is very adamant about the fact that he was on his cell phone the entire time, and that he was from Wisconsin. And then she said he had a Wisconsin accent. For sure, a Wisconsin accent. Okay? Did you all hear all that? Strong. Wisconsin accent. Strong. Okay? All right, here we go. Keep going. Yes, Sammy, from over there. 1:52 is when she picked him up at this male up at Fort Battlefield, and she dropped him at Volunteer Way at 2:14 a.m. Same exact time period as the 9th and the 10th.
You guys are busy.
Yeah.
Interesting, Penny.
Very interesting.
I think I heard that one. By the way, it's a she. The cab driver is a she. Her name is Cheryl.
Yeah, I kept thinking it was a guy too.
It's not a guy. Her name is Cheryl. Sherry Messer. Okay.
She's got the Bree voice.
Right.
Hey, Susan.
Okay, so I said when I dropped mail off, he approached house, was looking in windows of house, but never went in while I was there. The house was completely dark. As I was turning around to leave the street, I saw Mel walk off porch of house. So,
Okay, this one's almost over, guys.
How do you spell accent?
ACC.
How do you spell accent? Okay, that's what she asked her. How do you spell accent? Why would you need to know how to spell accent? Because you might be putting it in your report, right? Because he had a strong accent. Okay.
Well, good to see you, lady.
Wisconsin.
WIS.
Wisconsin.
I told you I'm bad.
WIS.
Abbreviate.
CON.
CON.
SIN.
SIN. There we go. All right. So, conversation in cab. Mel had strong accent and asked, and I asked Mel where he was from. He told me Wisconsin. Okay.
All right, can you sign right here for me?
Yep.
He's low key does sound like Sheena.
She does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's the first call. All right.
Didn't see your phone call. I had my phone still on silent. So.
Okay, so that is the first conversation with this cab driver. And she is telling them, she came in to tell them all about this incident, about somebody she picked up that looked like Nicholas, because she saw the actual video of, you know, him and the warrant and all that stuff on the news. She thought it looked exactly like him. Definitely had a Wisconsin accent. She talks about him having short hair, short dark hair. He's 5'11" to 6 foot. He was consistently on his cell phone. She says that the house was dark, and he walked up to the front. He looked into the windows, and then he did not go inside. He just stayed outside when and walked off after she dropped him at this, what she's saying, 1105 Volunteer Way. Now, this is her calling back because Officer Walker called and left her a message, okay? And so now this is the second call back to her.
Well, I hate to wake you up. I was hoping you'd be up by now.
No, I'm awake. You're fine.
Well, I'm working on something, and I just kind of found out I've got something a little mixed up. And I don't know if anybody you work with told you, but you know, you and I had talked before, and you gave me a written statement, and we determined that the date that you gave me a statement for, that subject, the subjects or whatever, were already gone by that date. But I got a new, well, I've got so many pieces of paper. Okay, here it is. I have your log sheet for June 9th, and it shows that at 1:57 a.m. you went to Days Inn and picked up, and then you took him to Volunteer Way and arrived out there at 2:06. Do you remember that?
Okay, so now they have pulled her specific log records, okay? Because as she said in the beginning of the call, she makes very detailed letters, okay? She always makes sure she writes it all down. She takes pictures of it, the whole freaking thing. Very adamant about this. So now she's called in on this June 13th, but this is the exact same cab driver from June 9th now, okay? All right?
Yep.
Everybody picking up what I'm laying down here?
At all?
Very good possibility.
I mean, I don't want you to say you remembered if you don't, because I realize you pick up a lot of people.
Yeah. That was June 9th, you said?
Yeah.
You know, I very good possibility I could have picked him up and taken him out there, but I just don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember. I mean, yeah, okay. I can't tell you that I did, I did or didn't, I mean, my cab probably did, but, was it on my log sheets?
Yes, it's on your log sheet.
Okay. So if you were listening earlier, you may have to go back and listen, but what she was explaining is their shifts start on the night before and carry over into the morning. So 5 p.m. on June 9th, she takes over her shift. Okay. And so from June 9th to midnight, then June 10th is the next day, but they list it that way on that call log. So the call log is from June 9th because she works from June 9th to June 10th. And so all of this is inside of there because it's inside of this time log of the whole night. Is that making sense, guys? Everybody getting that?
I think what people are confused, Yo Mama, I think, is confused because she's like, well, wait, but she dropped off Nick on the 9th. This is a
on the 10th.
Person. Or on the 10th.
No, on the 10th. She started work on the 9th and she dropped him off on the 10th at 2:06 a.m.
in the morning.
In the morning.
Right.
No, you're not. You just have to go with this, okay? I'm telling you, she's going to continue on. It is how she explained it. She starts here. They're talking about the call log being dated the 9th because that's what the call log is. It's from the 5 p.m. on the 9th to the next morning at 5 a.m. or whatever. Are you guys understanding? So that is considered her June 9th call log, but it is from the mid of June 9th to the morning of June 10th, not the other way around. So this is from June 9th. She picks him up and she takes him there. Okay. That's the call log. That's the night of the 9th going into early morning on the 10th. All right. Keep going. Let's go on here.
Was it the log sheet that I gave you?
No.
Oh.
I got it later because we were trying to fill in some holes because there were some holes, and I'm like,
wow.
And so I got with the people there, and there were a couple little blanks, and I guess the log sheets weren't immediately available or they didn't immediately see him. I don't know. I can't really explain. I don't know. But at any rate, they gave them to me. I got them on around the 18th of June.
That's weird because I don't remember taking anybody out to volunteer way.
Now, the guy you told me about, you said you picked up at Come and Go way down at Fort Battlefield.
Right.
And you said you dropped him off a Volunteer Way, and it was an odd address. I didn't even know that address even existed on Volunteer Way. And you said that he got out and was like looking in the windows because the house was dark or something.
Right, because he wasn't for sure what address he was going to. And he was consistently on his cell phone.
I can't do anything about the echoing.
That's what really caught my attention with the guy.
Uh-huh.
And that guy specifically, that's why. And I know he had discussed something about him being from Wisconsin,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe, when you see so many different people in your cab, and and I really talk to my people in my cab,
Right.
because it just helps with my tips, and maybe I got some things confused, but I just don't remember going, because very rarely do I go out to Volunteer Way or out in that area,
Right.
because I don't remember going out to Volunteer Way for
Roku's self-serve ads platform. It's easier than ever with Ads Manager. Sign up today. Open your world to fresh possibilities.
Oops, thought I
with
cut that
Pacific
out, but
Foods.
okay.
More, what's your secret? And
Like that.
Yeah.
So I'm
Hold on.
like that.
No.
more, what's your secret? And
There we go.
Not very often.
Right.
And in June, I'd have to look at my sheet, but
See, this would have been on the 9th, and I believe the sheet you gave me was for the 13th or 14th,
Yeah.
something like that.
yeah.
So I'm just curious. I mean, what's the odds of that? Two different guys,
Yeah.
from Wisconsin. And
Mhm.
I'm just wondering if maybe you got it mixed up or anything. I mean, is that possible?
Very good possibility, but the thing is that the sheets, I take a picture of my sheets every day,
Uh-huh.
and I take a picture of my sheets every day, and that's why when the news came out, I was like, God, I just picked this guy up and took him over to Volunteer Way. And he discussed that he was from Wisconsin, and he was looking for. He had discussed that his girlfriend was over there. Is that
His
you?
girlfriend was over there.
I think there's a flash flood warning.
Yeah, there's a flash
or
flood.
something.
Yeah, I'm so over this train. So, but I have to go look back over my records and stuff, look on my phone, and that would re-put my memory back into labs and look at it, but it's on my phone. But yeah, that's really weird.
If you look at your timesheet, or you
Mhm.
call them logs,
Yeah, my
Okay.
logs.
if you look at your log for that day and it refreshes your memory, can you call me back? I'm
Yeah,
kind of on a time crunch, and I've been meaning to call you before now. I have just
Yeah.
been so bombarded, and
I'm sure you
it's
have.
crazy. And I feel bad to say, oh, I've been so crazy busy when I know you're crazy busy too.
No, you're fine.
But
Yeah, that's weird because, because the 9th to the 13th, and he went from days in to Volunteer Way.
yes, ma'am.
Huh.
At 1:57 a.m. That's what your log says. Days in, and then the address on Volunteer Way.
Was it Blanchard address?
Yeah, it's the 2103 West Volunteer.
Because I remember taking somebody over into that area, but I didn't realize it was that far back.
And I remember on the sheet you gave me, it was one that said Fort and Battlefield or something to that effect. And then it was the address on Volunteer Way, but it wasn't even near the same block or that. It was way off.
No, it was the come and go at Fort and Battlefield, and then it went to the beginning of Volunteer Way. That's where I had him. That's the log I had.
Uh-huh.
And then but you're saying I have a log of and that was on the 9th. You said June 9th.
Uh-huh. And it says cab number 12, Sherry M. That's you.
Mm-hmm. That's me. That's absolutely me.
Yeah. And so, anyway, like I said, I hate to wake you up like this. It's just really important, and we're trying to get
absolutely
ducks in a row. And if you could look at it and maybe give me a call back, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much. Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Okay, so to explain this phone call, basically in this phone call, Miss Ma'am here is now calling back, and she does not believe. First of all, she was like, oh no, that's not my log. My cab might have gone over there, but it wasn't me, right? I don't remember ever going over there. I don't remember going over there another time. Okay, so the cop is like, well, we have it. It's your log. It came from your log. We have it sitting here. And what does she end up asking at the very end? She asks her, can you please send me my log? Because I don't have it. I don't remember. But then she goes on to be like, well, wait a minute. I don't remember going that far back when I took him over there. Yeah, he did have a backpack with him, I think. I think he was talking about his girlfriend. No, she's still from Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. No, she is not the one that talks about the Act 12, whatever, none of that. No, not that person. Okay.
No,
all right.
It's not her.
Okay. So do we have any questions about this? Do you guys have any questions about these two so far? Anything that you're not catching? Anything you want to ask real quick? Even over here I'm watching the chat over here on Queen Roses. So if you guys are asking questions, I'm trying to grab them. All right. Okay. So she says she took a photo of her log every night. She does this, but she's always got to. Okay. All right. So now the last thing that is said is that, the officer agrees she's going to send it over to her right now, which is the log. Okay. So we're coming up on the third call now. All right, here we go. Third call.
I got her
back.
I got her.
Aaron Patterson's been charged with
Mistake.
Hold on. Hold on.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
All right.
Thank you
Bye.
very much. Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Hold on. Did I just miss it? Okay, hold on. Here we go. It's going to come up right after this.
Aaron Patterson's been charged with multiple counts of murder for suspected mushroom poisoning. This is her opportunity to convince the jury that this was a terrible accident.
Sergeant Walker.
Oh.
Okay. So guess what I did?
Uh-huh.
So sometimes I make a mistake and I go ahead and roll my paper up and I stick it in the envelope before I do my job.
Uh-huh.
And then I take a picture just of the front of the envelope that says the amount and the drop. And that is one of the days that I only took a picture of the envelope, the front of the envelope.
Okay. So what's that?
So that means I can't see the whole sheet.
Oh, okay.
Can you take a picture of that and send it to me via text?
Sure. I can do that. I'll do that right now.
That would be awesome.
Okay.
That way I can look at it. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, so that was call number That should have been call number 3. I didn't change these out either. I didn't do a good job with pulling this video together. My husband interrupted me in the middle of it. Sorry. Okay, this is number 4.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay. I think I remember this guy. I picked him up and took him over there. And if I remember correctly, this guy had like a dark backpack. And when I dropped him off, I think he went directly to the back of the house.
Okay.
Around to the right side, because that house had a long driveway. And I think he went to the right of the house, to the back of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's the last I saw of him.
Okay. Do you see things stand out about him, like what he was wearing or anything like that?
No, I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Like I said, I realize you see a lot of people and everything.
Yeah, it's just that, I know, when you see that, when I saw the guy, on the TV, I was like, I know I recognize this guy. And because, you see him in your cab, and, I wasn't for sure, now that you bring up that date, it's like, okay, that's the date.
Yeah.
So, because the other guy kind of looked like him too, and it's like, okay, well, maybe that's one, and I know that doesn't help you guys, but so that's the only thing I could think of that I remember about this dude.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. Well, thank you very much.
Well, if you need anything else, I'm sorry.
That's okay. If I need anything, I'll definitely give you a call back. That's all right.
I'm glad you found that on there,
Yeah.
Like I said, usually I take pictures of the whole slip, and I know the reason why I didn't is because it was probably has a back to it, and it was a long slip, and I just took the front of the envelope, so I knew how much I had made that day, and
Right.
and that way I have it for my taxes.
Right.
So, all right.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, thank
All
you.
right. Bye-bye.
Okay, so I know chat over there is going crazy with their thought processes, their theories, their everything.
Okay.
All right, so we have just listened to the 4 different phone calls between Officer Walker and Sherry Messer, the cab driver. No, it is not one day. No.
Cab driver in Missouri.
Cab driver in Missouri.
Yes.
It is absolutely 2 different days that she drove 2 different people out here. Same situation. Saturday going into Sunday morning. Same time frame. 1:52 on the 13th. 1:57 on the 9th. She dropped him at 2:14 on the 13th. She dropped him at 2:06 on the 9th. Okay.
Right.
She has told us that both men had accents. Both men were from Wisconsin. She recognized the Wisconsin accent. Okay. She gives his description. It matches Nick. She even says that she does recognize the other guy. They both must look very much alike. Okay. She talked about the first time that she went down there. She did not go all the way in. The first call she's talking about, she didn't go all the way in. So she dropped him at the corner. So I'm going to bring this up real quick before we go on to her testimony. All right. Let me show you. I made this today. Where did I put? Okay. Stop sharing this. All right. So now let me get over here and share this one. Share screen. Nope. All right. So this is our walkthrough. I'm going to play the walkthrough for you guys. And then I'll show it to you. If you have questions, let me know. But I'm going to show you. This is the actual walkthrough of the neighborhood. Hey guys, it's Fancy. You're watching the Good Wives Network. And tonight we're going to be going over some of the information from the cab drivers and from Gypsy's stories of walking to a corner and getting a ride to the hospital to go see Dan. So what I'm going to do right now is give you a 360 view of this walk. So if we're starting here, we are looking directly at Dee Dee's house. And just so you kind of know, this blur here is because unless you are straight on with this house like this, and maybe you can kind of see it from side views. If you're over here, they're not letting you see anything anymore. I'm not going to zoom in. I just want you to see that's where I'm at, is that is Dee Dee's house right there, right here. This is Dee Dee's, and then this is the corner. So if I pull out this way and I'm going to turn to the right, okay, so this is at the top up here is the actual main road. And where the blue truck is, I'm going to show you. I'm going to move over here so you guys can see. This is North Legacy Court, okay? So North Legacy Court, and you can see Dee Dee's house over there. Do you see it? So here we go. So now that's the first on the right. So then if you come down this way, this is going down Volunteer. Okay. And so this is the corner of Volunteer and Farm Road, I think 143. So where the stop sign is right here is very important. And because when we talk about what the cab drivers had to say in the new FOIA things, this corner right here is going to become pretty important. Okay. So we'll come back to that, but I just want you guys to see it's not very far. It's like a hop, skip, and a jump, 2 houses down. Okay. So we're going to go over here to the stop sign. All right. And I'm taking a right onto, so stop sign is there. I'm taking a right, and this is Farm Road 143. So if you zoom once, let me zoom out a little bit more. Do you see this road right here? I've talked to the person whose ex-husband took her that night. And this is about where they live. This area right here. I'm just kind of showing you that's how far she had to walk. It was not that far. So then I'm going to rotate back around so we can go back up from here. Okay. And I want you, oh, Jesus, I hate this thing. My goodness. Okay. So here we go. We're coming down the road of Old Farm, Old Farm, Old Farm. Okay. You're going to take a left here onto Volunteer Way. You're going to come around this way. See, there's the blue truck again. And if you can see, this is Dee Dee's house over here in the corner. I believe this was Aaliyah's house. And I think this is the Tamra's house that are mentioned in the actual police reports, and that they were, that's Aaliyah's mom, Amy Pinegar, or Amy's there. And okay, so that shows you the layout. So if you're looking here, and if you're thinking about it, the house right there is literally 2 houses down from where this man on the 13th going into the 14th is dropped off. Okay. So she's talking about how she didn't think she went that far back in there. Right. And this man was dropped off. He goes up, the house is dark. He looks in the windows. He walks off. He goes off the porch by the time that she turns around and leaves. Right. All these things. So this is 2 different nights, 2 different men, very similar stories. And the reason this matters is because when she goes to court, you're going to hear a vastly different story. So I've got that next for you guys. Do you have any questions about the neighborhood, how it's laid out, how far away it was? We will talk about the walk over to where she picked up the ride to go to the hospital later. And yes, Kim and David are not neighbors. They are over 8 miles away, and we have their addresses too. But so you guys have the idea of the layout of the actual neighborhood now. Does that all make sense? Okay. All right. So next thing we're going to go through here. Remove. All right. So this is from Law and Crime, Dee Dee's trial. That's what we're going to listen to next. Let me remove this stop screen and remove this. Okay. Share screen. Dee Dee Blanchard's murder trial, day 1, part 2. Sherry Messer is first up. And then we're going to hear from the second cab driver as well. So we don't know who the man was who was dropped off on the 13th. Wouldn't you like to know, considering it was the night before Dee Dee's body was found? And this person is supposedly looking in the windows. He's still got a Wisconsin accent. Yeah, wouldn't you like to know what they were doing on the 13th?
I would love to know.
I would sure like to know what the fuck they were doing on the 13th.
I would love to know why they buried
I don't know.
this. Why did they bury this?
Maybe they had moved a body there.
You never know.
Because of the refrigeration, and maybe they were making sure that the cab driver showed up on the 13th because that was how they were going to explain the fact that there's no lividity. But things went wrong, guys. I told you, things went wrong. So the logs are in there, but we do not have them yet. They are in casebook 1, but they are not in there yet. We do not have them. I'm sure they will be coming with all of the other
FOIA stuff.
With all the other FOIA stuff. I was looking for it all day today. We do not have it in there. If I find it, I will immediately put it up for you. All right, so here we go. So now we're going to go, hold on. No, why is it doing that? Oh, I hate when it does this. Just one second. Add to stage. Yeah, now you're doing this thing where I can't see the things. Oh, hold on, guys. This annoys.
Very annoying. I find it curious that all this stuff didn't come out. Why? Why did this part have to be hidden? It seems like it. And somebody made a very good point. I think it was Andre who said that, you know, she could have been having Johns all through. I mean,
You didn't hear anything I just said.
no.
Okay, so again, I'm going to tell you one more time. Sam,
Okay.
if you're going to sit here and talk to me about the decomposition portion of this, we'll be discussing that in another time. We've already gone over that several times now. There is absolutely no way that the decomposition of a body that had been sitting there for 7 fucking days was in the decomp that it was in, and the air conditioner has no way of coming down to that. And if you listen to David Blanchard, he also said it wasn't cold or hot in the house. There's no smell. There is a billion different reasons why I could say that I believe that there is a refrigerated system used in this, especially considering that we now have a party story. And hello, the party story was the same party that David Blanchard caught frostbite on the year before.
So I know, it's
you can
just
see
bizarre
here-
because so many people think it's such a crazy theory, but if you really stop and think about
It's not that crazy.
what hasn't been crazy in this case? Like, seriously, it's
not
a
that
very
crazy.
good theory. I support this theory. I do. I'm not saying this is exactly what happened, but this is a very good theory. Very good theory.
But there is not two people there. I mean, there is not 2 different logs for the same night that made a mistake. No, these are vastly different calls. They have both logs. We simply do not have the logs in the casebook as of yet. I don't know why you can't think of alternate theories. Okay. But there has to be alternate theories. And here, this isn't an alternate theory. This is the truth. There is one call about it on the June 9th. The man is picked up and taken to this place. And on June 13th, the man is picked up and taken to this place. There would be traces of her being in a fridge. Yeah, there would be if we thought that the police officers were doing their jobs, which clearly I don't. So here we go with her testimony. We're going to go ahead and move on to the testimony because we're not discussing frozen bodies and also not frozen bodies, refrigerated body, totally different. Okay. Totally different.
Yep.
Totally different. Just trying to explain decomposition for something that doesn't explain it because it doesn't explain it. Nothing that they have ever given us has made any damn sense.
Nope.
No, My Little Pony, it wouldn't be in the autopsy because they already got several different things wrong in the autopsy.
Don't talk to her right now, please.
I'm done with all of you over there. If that's what you want to think, go right ahead. I don't care. I'm going to actually finish on with what we're doing with the cab driver.
Jesus Christ.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's always Sammy Soup and you know who. Mm-hmm. So here we go.
You solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give is the cause and not the equal according to the truth of all truth.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Can you please state your name?
Sherry, yes, sir.
And how do you spell Sherry?
SHE.
Ma'am, what is your current occupation?
I am a yellow cab driver, independent contractor.
What does that mean to be a yellow cab driver but independent contractor?
I own a yellow cab.
And how long have you been driving for yellow cab?
I believe I've been driving since April of 2013.
Ma'am, back in June of 2015, were you driving for yellow cab?
Yes, sir.
And do you remember the Greene County Sheriff's Office at some point coming to talk to you?
Yes, sir.
And was that about a ride that you had given in the early morning hours of June 10th, 2015?
Yes, sir.
And was that did you pick that individual up at the Days Inn?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you describe what you remember?
Hi, I'm Brett.
And I'm Jonathan.
This is Darla.
And this is Buddy.
We're the founders of the Farmer's Dog.
We've made
about picking up that individual at the Days Inn.
Was dispatched to the Days Inn on North Flintstone to pick up a gentleman. Picked him up. Got my cab. I was to take him to off of Volunteer Way.
Did you keep logs of after each shift?
Yes, we keep very detailed logs, trip sheets.
And I know that this was some time ago. You've probably given a few rides since 2015. Would it be helpful for you to have a chance to take a look at your log?
Absolutely.
Can I approach you on, please? Ooh, I know it's kind of small, but you recognize that?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
That's a trip sheet.
So she's being handed her trip
What is a
receipt.
trip sheet?
It's basically a log, a daily log of all of our calls, and each individual line is each trip that we make. It starts off with the time we pick up, the pickup address, and then the destination that we go to, and then the drop-off time, and also the amount of the trip.
Now, on that, again, early morning of June 10th, what time were you dispatched to the Days Inn?
I was, I don't know exact time that I was dispatched. Time to pickup was 8:57.
And you mentioned a address on Volunteer Way. After looking at your log, does that refresh your memory on what the address was?
Yes, it would be 2103 West Volunteer Way.
And when you got to the Days Inn, did you pick up one person or more than one person?
Just one person.
And do you recall what you remember about him?
It was just white male.
If I could approach.
Yes.
Does that actually say 157?
Yes.
Okay. I thought you said 8.
No, 157.
Okay, that's all right. And that would be 1:57 a.m.
Yes, 1:57 a.m.
Now, when you picked up the individual from the Days Inn, about how long of a drive is that from Days Inn to that address on Volunteer Way?
from there to there. It's about, I'd say, a little under 10 minutes, because you take the highway, you even take the Highway 44, and you get off on from Glenstone to North Kansas Avenue. It's a little under 10 minutes.
During the drive, do you recall the passenger saying anything or doing anything?
I do. Anybody, I'm very talkative, with my passengers a lot of times, especially people I pick up at the airport or pick up at a hotel room. Normally I say, what brings you to Spring Patch, Springfield. And this gentleman, Wisconsin, he said he was here to meet his girlfriend. That's pretty much, just small talk.
And then as you were approaching the address at 2103 West Volunteer Way, do you remember him saying anything else or doing anything else?
When I got there, he asked me to wait just a few seconds. He was on his cell phone. He was texting he said he was texting his girlfriend to see where he was supposed to, what door he was supposed to go to. It says something like that.
And if it's 1:57, fair to say it's pretty dark out?
Correct.
Okay. And when you got to the address, did you park on the street, driveway, or something different?
I was on the street.
And eventually, did the gentleman get out of the cab?
Yes.
Did you make any observations about what he did once he got out of your cab?
What I saw is he got out of the cab and he went to the right of the home, right rear of the home.
And was there anything odd about what you saw that kind of stuck out in your mind?
Just, he didn't go to the front door, he went to the rear of the home. That's the only thing.
And after refreshing your memory on your log, about what time was it that you dropped him off?
The drop-off time was 2:06 a.m.
I don't have any further questions, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Mr. Messer, I just have a few questions. You made a pickup and drove someone from the Days Inn to a house on Volunteer. Is that correct?
Yes.
Volunteer Way.
Yes.
Have you had a chance to talk to our prosecutor and kind of prepare for your testimony today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're refreshed, your memory with the reports and everything.
Yes, sir.
And you told us that the person you picked up said, "Hey, I'm from Wisconsin." Correct?
Yes, sir.
And I'm here for my girlfriend.
Yes, sir.
And you also told the officer that he had a strong accent, correct?
I remember I did say that in my initial report, that he did kind of have an accent. Yes.
Was it a Wisconsin accent?
I don't know what a Wisconsin accent sounds like.
But he talked it.
Yes.
All right. No further questions, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Any objection to this witness?
Okay.
That was a little bit contradictory.
So maybe you're now to where you're picking up what I'm laying down here. Okay. So if I were Nick's attorney, defense attorney, what I would have brought up was the fact that there were two conflicting stories about two different dates, conflicting stories about whether or not he was speaking in an accent or not. You said that he said a strong accent, Wisconsin accent, and that you knew what a strong Wisconsin accent is, correct? And he asked none of those things. All he asked her about was, didn't you say that it was strong? You said it was that he had an accent? Yeah. Well, did you say it was a Wisconsin accent? Well, I don't know what a Wisconsin accent sounds like. Really funny, because you made sure to ask the officer before you that talked to you, how to spell Wisconsin and accent, and that it was strong. She is now given, so there are two different dates now, and those are true. They did not ask a damn thing about this log on the 13th. And that should have absolutely 100% been a question, because it's calling into question her credibility of what happened on both nights.
Right.
In my opinion, I'm very sus of Miss Messer here. If you listen to a lot of what she said something about when he goes to the back of that house. I wrote it down. And she said something about there was a lot going on, or there was something going on. And that's, she does not have the right dates. She does not have the right times. Okay. This is not a little slip up. This was definite. This woman inserted herself. Nobody pulled her call logs. Nobody said that they had to have to talk to her. None of that happened. Okay. She sees the news. She makes a phone call. She comes down to the station and makes a statement. Her call log is provided to them. It's a very long call log that she says, and she provides this to them. They call her back. They talked to her about a June 9th call log. At first, she says, I don't recall. Lots of people could have used my cab. Are you sure it's from my log? Well, yes, ma'am, it's from your log. And it's my signature. Yes, ma'am, it's your signature. So then, can you send it to me? Well, all right, I'll send you the report. Gets the report back and is like, I remember. This is the ton of those nights that sometimes I forget that I take pictures of just the front of the envelopes because it's a really long piece. Yeah. It's a really long report. Why would it be a really long report any longer than any other report? If nothing happened, you just dropped him off, you walked over and you never saw him again, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what you said happened. But I'm really questioning, what was your involvement there? You parked on the street. You didn't park you said you parked in the street, not in the yard. Right, none of those things. None of these things happen. You dropped some man off at some random address down the road. That's the same scenario, same time frame, same clothes, same look, same freaking description, same strong accent. Are you guys picking up what I'm laying down now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't have to remember the details if you just aren't lying. Tell the truth.
Right.
I am, Crystal. That is one of the things I am doing is I'm doing a deep dive onto Miss Cab Driver here and discuss, looking into what the involvement could possibly be. Because, this is a vastly different statement in court than her actual statements to the police officers.
And why? Like somebody said, it's like another David Blanchard. You're just going to keep giving different stories. Why? I don't understand.
And she was very adamant about it being the 13th. She didn't remember the 9th, but now she can recall the 9th pretty well, right? She keeps great logs, right?
He had that clown t-shirt on. How could you not forget that clown t-shirt? Like, for real.
Yes, she picked him up she picked up Nicholas on the 9th. And then she picked up another person pretending to be Nicholas on the 13th. That's not me just making it up. That is what happened. Unless you can tell me that Nicholas Godejohn was in Missouri still in Springfield on the 13th. Then there's no other explanation than there was a second person that she took out there to the correct address with the correct log, with the correct details the first night, and a second person on the 13th.
Sounds sketchy to me.
She's like, driver could be pressured from her employer. Exactly. But it's also the job of the prosecuting and district attorney, the defense attorney, to question the prosecution's witnesses properly. And he did nothing to question her, just got her to say that she wouldn't recognize a Wisconsin accent. But why was that important? You didn't play the damn tape showing what she freaking said about it, dude. No follow-up whatsoever. Buried evidence, more of it.
Right. What were they trying to accomplish, right?
What were they doing? All right. So the last part of this, and then I think what we'll do is we'll go over to Chewy and Rose's live, and we can host, we'll go host our panel over on TikTok if they'd like to join us, and we can have a discussion if that's what you guys would like to do. That way we can discuss over there with them, because I really do want to hear their thoughts. This is why I invited them tonight, because I felt like this was a pretty big catch. It's a pretty big like discrepancy. This is very interesting of an alternate theory of more people. This supports the party thought process that we have heard about. This supports the problem with the decomp that we have heard about. I mean, there is a lot of things that I feel like this brought attention to. So let's listen to the final cab driver and what he has to say. He's the last one here.
Thank you. So just grab a seat. I'll show you after you have a seat.
This is it, what's his name?
And solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the cause now pending before the court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. Thank you. Keep your voice up, okay? All righty.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you please state your name?
John Harmon.
Mr. Harmon, how are you currently employed?
With Springfield Yellow Cab.
And are you also an independent contractor?
Yes, sir.
And how long have you driven for Yellow Cab?
Been there approximately 17 years.
Sir, going back to June of 2015, were you driving for Yellow Cab then?
Same employee for both cabbies,
And at some
including the
point,
ones in
you recall
Wisconsin too.
the Greene County Sheriff's Office contacting you about a ride you had given in the early morning hours of June 10th, 2015?
Yes.
And when you're driving, do you also keep logs of your different cab fares?
Yes, we keep trip sheets.
And given that this was some time ago, would it be helpful for you to refresh your memory if you had a copy of that to see?
Yes, yeah.
Couldn't hurt, could it?
Well, yeah, it hard.
I do too, Kanye. Or Kane, whatever the heck your name is. I'm sorry.
Kane.
I always think
It does. It always makes me think Kanye too, but I think it's Kane.
And according to that log, you made a pickup at 2103 West Volunteer Way, is that right?
Yes.
And about what time was it that you went to that residence?
I think it's it's about 5:48 in the morning, 5:48 a.m.
5:48
right at our time, just as soon as we get there.
All right. And when you got there, did you park in the street, pull in the driveway, or something different?
I pulled into the driveway.
And eventually, did one or more people come out?
There was two people.
Okay. And what do you remember about those two people physically?
Male and a female. And he was wearing, I believe, blue jeans and a white t-shirt. She was wearing like a skirt. And I can't remember exactly what color shirt. It looked like she maybe possibly had a wig on.
Okay. And when they got in the cab,
to the days in there on North Kentwood.
and is there anything that is noteworthy or that you remember about your drive there?
Not really. It was pretty quiet.
And then when you got to the Days Inn, did they pay you and then go on their way?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And about what time was it that you dropped them back off at the Days Inn?
I dropped them off at 5:55 a.m.
And that was on June 10th?
Yes, sir.
No other questions, Your Honor.
Anything on this with me?
Yes, Your Honor, briefly. You picked up a male and female.
Yes, sir.
Days in.
I feel like nothing's out of the question at this point.
I picked up
Nothing.
2103 West Volunteer Way.
And took them to Days.
Yes.
And they paid you.
Yes.
$20 bill?
Yep.
Who paid you?
I believe it was her, the female.
The female, she had the money?
Yep.
No further questions.
Thank you. Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Then this witness will excuse.
On behalf of the state.
MPG Cornerstone.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Did you get a
Okay. So that's just the ending of what happened when he picked them up. So it's verified that he's there on the 9th. He picks him up there on the 10th, in the morning of the 10th, picks him up on the 10th at 5:48 in the morning. They take him to the Days Inn. It's very quiet. She's got a wig on. And Nicholas is very quiet as well. They don't really say a whole lot. So this is what basically I caught this of the the problems with what the cab driver is saying, based on what I've been told by my sources in the Springfield area about this party, I really have many questions about this timeline of events. Either she was not dead on the 10th when they left, or she was not in that house. There are no other explanations for the way the decomp of the body happened. There's no other explanation for the lack of pooling of blood. There is no other explanation for several different things. The Saints hat in the middle of the floor, the cleaning supplies. David saying there's not any food in the sink. There's nothing that he is.
Nothing's out of place, he said.
Nothing's out of place. He knows where everything is. And
That's
we're
not
looking through that as well. We're going to be covering David's video. His first interview is vastly different than any of his other videos, and he gives a lot away. I mean, a lot away.
Yeah. Most people do without knowing it, yes.
So this is something that I just really caught. I didn't feel like anybody else had really understood this. And this, to me, again, is proving some amount of cover-up from the time Gypsy and Nicholas leave town on the 11th to what is happening on the 14th, 15th, 13th, 14th, and 15th.
Right.
Nothing about the calls that go out, the statements that David and Kimberly and Leah make sense. None of the first responding officers have the same kind of stories. And I truly believe that we are looking at something much deeper than what what you guys have been told. We have been dancing around this for years and years. Thank you, Jean Truitt. Thank you so much for your
member today.
Your new member. Thank you. Clap.
Appreciate you.
So I mean, this is really interesting to me. Mac, what are you thinking before we head over to Chewy's or to our live and they can join us over here? I'll see what they want to do.
I just think there's a lot of things that don't make sense in this case. And I think that's why a lot of us do get to a point where we just start to theorize, because what else are you going to do? What else are you going to do? I mean, look at everything that's coming out, you know? I mean, yeah, we knew about these videos, but we didn't know about these videos. Like, I mean, wow. Talk about blow your hair back, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, nothing to me is out of the question right now.
No.
Nothing to me, hey Kane, nothing to me is out of the question right now, because nothing has made sense at all yet so far.
No.
Nothing has made sense. This doesn't make sense, you know. I mean, I just think that it's definitely something that's worth looking into, for sure.
Right. Okay.
Because that's very odd. Very odd. You barely take anybody over there. You've barely been over there.
Right.
You know, you went over there. You knew the accent. Now you know you don't know the accent. You know, I just don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Too inconsistent.
I mean, this is kind of where I'm going at with this. Okay, so I'm going to keep us live here, but I'm going to go live on TikTok and see if, or I can either join Chewy's panel or I can go live on TikTok and see what he wants to do. So just give me a second. I'm going to go over there and see how they want to do it, if they want to co-host or what. But I think we can move it over there as well. I don't see why we can't. So let me see what they want to do real quick.
No problemo. The whole case is odd. Yep. And I do agree, Abel. I 100% think there's more people involved. 100%.
I was gonna say
Andre,
co-host,
but we'd have to drop everybody off a panel though, so that we could co-host. That way we wouldn't have to open up a whole new panel.
I think there's more people involved. 100%. I was gonna say Andre,
co-host, but we'd have to
And why was the dude going up to the house looking in windows? That's odd. Well, if nothing else, I hope everybody had a nice Christmas, and I hope everybody's gonna have a good New Year. I know I had a nice Christmas. I've been giddy for the last 2 weeks with all this info.
All right. You guys got us? Can you hear us? Mac, you'll have to talk louder. You know how that is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you guys saw everything that we watched. Questions, comments. I'd love to hear where your thought processes are.
Well, I mean, I'm just completely blown away by it. Hold on, just give me 1 second, please. I'm trying to figure out how to turn her camera off. Forgot how to do it when you're hosting a live.
Oh, I'm not on camera. Okay, it's you guys. I forgot. You're still lost. You're still lost. Okay. And user, I wasn't yelling at you. I yelled at one person and one person only, and she knows why I yelled at her. So we won't start that again. But for those of you, let me break it down as simply as I can. So basically, this is a cab driver who inserted herself into the conversation. She called in because she'd seen the news, and she gave an accounting of taking a man that fit Nick's description, fit the fact that he was from Wisconsin. He was constantly on his phone. He didn't know the address exactly that he was going to, so he gave her 1105 Volunteer Way. And when you pull all that up and you look at the map, the 1105 drops you right at that corner where the stop sign is. It is 2 houses down to go to Dee Dee's house. Okay. And so she's talking about the fact that she definitely thought that he had a Wisconsin accent, and she recognizes the Wisconsin accent. She knows it's a Wisconsin accent. Okay. And
yeah, that I remember.
Right. So we've got all of that. All right. So that's this, and it's the same time frame. Okay. So on the 13th, she's saying that the call went out at like 1:50. They picked him up at 1:52 down by this Come and Go, which is like the gas station down there. And then she's basically saying that she drove him to the exact same location, stopped at the bottom of the street, and he walked up to a house. He looked in the windows, and then he walked off, and she never saw him again. That's the first guy. Okay. That's that first statement that she's talking about. And that's her accounting from June 13th. So the officer takes this call and basically logs it, thinking this is not going to amount to anything because the time frame is wrong. Okay. So this is the night before. The 13th into the 14th is the day. 14th is the day at 3:00 in the afternoon when the Facebook post is made. Okay. So this is all happening on that weekend. Then on the second call, it is the officer has called her and left her a message. So now she's calling back. And this officer, Officer Walker, same officer, is telling her, hey, you remember how you told me all about June 13th and you sent me your call log and all of that, and I have all of that, everything. Well, I also have a call log from June 9th. And it's for the same time frame area, 1:57 in the morning. You're arriving at, picking up from the Days Inn this time, arriving at the house at 2:06 a.m. and the same description. And she's like, well, I don't recall this. I don't think I did this. I'm not the one who drove out there. And she's like, is it on your call log? Is it on my call log? And she's like, yes, ma'am, it's your call log. She even gives the badge number, and verifies that that is her badge number. So she did take both rides. Okay. Both rides. And so then once she is told that this is her call log, she starts to backtrack, and she says, oh, okay, well, I'm confused. I always take the pictures of my sheets. I'm always really detailed. I don't know how I couldn't have done that. Can you please send me the picture of this? And she even goes so far as to ask if it was the Blanchard home, because she felt that she dropped him off at the beginning of Volunteer Way, but now she's confused because she doesn't remember this ride. Okay, So then call number 3 comes in. Call number 3 is basically her telling them that, oh, she knows what happened and why there's no log for the 9th that shows all of this. And that's because, oh, it was one of the nights that I only took a picture of the front of my envelope, because I do that from time to time, despite the last call, her telling us that that never happens. And she always takes pictures of the whole thing and puts it in there and the whole thing. Well, this so happens, like much like a broken camera that's conveniently broken. Her day was messed up and she had a really rough day. And so she only took the front of the envelope for tax purposes so that she would have the amount that she was paid. And she didn't take the picture of the actual report itself because it was too long comparatively, which I would think that if there was a longer report, that would indicate something else happened. And perhaps you should have taken a picture of the whole thing. I don't know. Just saying. Okay. So call number 4. Now she calls again and she's remembering that she did pick up Nick. So she must have that same, memory loss that Gypsy has, that same thing. Right. Okay. And she now remembers that he was carrying a black backpack, and that he looked just like the guy on the 13th.
You mean the 9th?
He looks just like the guy on the 9th. No, she's talking about this guy on the 9th now. And she's telling them that he looks exactly like the guy on the 13th. But the guy on the 9th has a black backpack. She remembers now she did go up to the house. He walked to the house. He walked to the right of the house and he went around back, which is what Nicholas said he did. He went around back to the door in the back, and she thought it was odd that he didn't go up onto the porch or up onto the front door. And by the time she looked around, he was coming down off the porch and he left. She never saw him again. That's her test. That's all of her phone calls. Then you get to her testimony. There is no mention of her ever taking anyone anywhere on the 13th. There is no mention of the fact that there are differencing call logs, that she had different details. And then when asked about the accent, which she had to actually ask the woman to spell, Wisconsin accent, all that, right? Okay, so now she no longer can recognize whether it's a Wisconsin accent or not. So she just really wouldn't know. But, she does have her call log there, and she did take him on the 9th there, and that's the end.
Wow.
That's not suspicious. I don't know what is.
Wow. And then that was it for her. Like no more
So let me make sure I'm understanding all of this correctly.
Yep.
So is she the one that picked up Nick on early or super late on the 9th, early on the 10th, and then dropped him off at Gypsy's house that morning?
Yes.
And then the other guy is the guy that picked Nick and Gypsy up and took them to the hotel. Is that correct?
The second guy is the one who picked them up and took them to the hotel, yes, on the morning of the 10th.
Okay, yes, on the morning of the 10th, yes. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure that I got. Okay, so the lady that sounds like Bree.
Yes.
Dropped off Nick, because I was so confused because I thought.
Dropped off Nick on the 9th.
Okay, so she dropped off
Nick on the 9th.
On the 9th?
Well, on the 10th. Yeah, the 10th. The 10th at 1:52 a.m., but it's her call log from the 9th. That's what I was trying to say. Right. The call log starts on the 9th and it carries all the way through her shift.
Call log on the 9th.
Right.
So she dropped him off early morning on the 10th. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So now she's claiming that the same guy a guy that looks exactly like this guy.
And sounds exactly like this guy.
But does Nick have a thick Wisconsin accent?
Yes.
Because he doesn't sound like anybody I've ever met from Wisconsin.
He has somewhat of a Wisconsin accent. I mean, yes. Because I can hear how he sounds like Colleen, kind of. So I do hear it. but you know, if he said, if he dropped any of the A's or anything like that, there is a very Wisconsin-y kind of
I mean,
accent.
like my boy Jamie, he's from that area, and whenever he gets excited, man, boy, that shit comes out.
Right.
And he doesn't really have his accent because he's lived all over the country, but that's where he's like from.
Right.
And I can hear it in him.
Right.
And he doesn't even have the accent, and I don't really hear that in Nick too much.
Right.
And for this woman to say that, I know that it was a strong, thick accent,
Mm-hmm.
and I know a Wisconsin accent, and that's that. Oh, geez, don't you know? Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's very
You know,
similar to a Minnesota. Very similar. Yeah, it's very
Hold on, what'd you
similar
say,
to
Mac?
Minnesota.
What'd you say,
Very
Mac?
similar to a Minnesota accent.
Yeah, very similar to a Minnesota accent.
Very
Yeah.
similar, yes.
Right.
Minnesota.
Okay.
And so are we under, like, I don't want to say we because we're all capable of individual intellectual thought.
Right.
Like, am I to understand that the 13th report is made up?
No.
Or is that actually
It's a real report. It's a real report.
It's a log. It's log.
It is a real report. It's a real log that she turned into the police, and they have both logs. Yes, they are both listed they are listed. There is that.
Does that mean just because the log is there, does that mean that the vehicle was actually driven out there?
Should have been, yes. I mean, as long as, the log is saying that it was. The log is logging it. It takes the time from where she picked him up, and it takes the time from where she dropped him off. The log shows that. Her driving log would confirm that as well. Like her GPS or anything like that would confirm that. I don't know what they had in 2015, but I'm sure there was something. I know we had GPS of some sort in 2015. So there would be something. So yes, these are both real logs, and she is talking about two different trips. Yes.
I guess the next question would have been is when did Gypsy or Geppetto rather and Nicholas
Leave town?
Missouri for Wisconsin? And
The
as far
11th.
as I think Myra said that they went to the bus station on the 11th and went back to Days Inn on the 12th, and then on the 13th on the 12th went back to the bus station and then left and made it to Wisconsin on the 13th or something.
I mean, I woman should get in trouble for lying to the police.
But
I don't think she is lying to the
there was only
police.
one bus ticket, right? And then they had to go to the bus station to get Geppetto's bus ticket. They went back to the Days Inn, and then he
June
ate a
13th.
brownie and then he ate money. And then they went to the bus station and then went to Wisconsin.
3 days earlier. Gypsy Rose and Nicholas Godejine arrived in Wisconsin by train on Saturday, June 13th, 2015.
Okay, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then it sounds like if I had to guess, and again, I'm not a detective, or nothing like that, and I'm a criminal, but my criminal thinking is, if I was trying to do some fuck shit, I would pay this cab driver off very handsomely. And that's, this is who you picked up, and this is,
Right.
what I look like for that shit. Here's a handsome ransom for you to go ahead and take that.
No, they were already gone, Sammy, by the time this happened, because her log is from the 13th to the 14th. So they were already in Wisconsin on Saturday, June 13th. The 14th is 1:52 a.m. is when she picks him up and drops him off at the house or at the Volunteer Way.
So,
and if you remember, her statement was super odd. Her statement.
Hold on, Fancy. 1 second, real quick. Let me address this comment. User, who had the money to pay anyone off? I mean, an attorney.
Everyone.
Yeah, people involved in VisionCon, people involved in, trading children like fucking baseball cards.
People at a party who knows all this shit went down and fought with another group of people, and they all covered it up. That kind of thing. Yeah.
I find it very strange that she had a public defender assigned to her before
she was ever even arrested. And okay, so just so you guys know, when I did it, I clocked it. It is a 1 minute walk from the 1105 Volunteer Way to the 2103 Volunteer Way, and it is 180 feet. That's it. 180 feet. She dropped him off 180 feet away on that second night.
He walked that way?
Yes.
Yeah, it's only a couple blocks, maybe.
By the way, they also found the second knife in the trash. So they have both knives. They never tested them.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing we found out. Don't just gloss over that, girlfriend.
Yeah, they found both
Don't gloss
knives.
over that. Explain that for real.
Are those the box cutters or the actual?
No, the knives. The knives.
Blew my mind.
The knives. They're KVD. They're the KVD knives, and they find one.
The said fishing knife. Yeah.
Yeah, they find one in the actual trash.
Yes.
And then they find the one at Nicholas's house. So now we do have the confirmation that there are two knives, and they were both picked up by the police.
Wow.
And I have those reports. I'll put them out for you guys.
Wow. Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just want you to remember, this is what she said off the cuff that made me really think about what she was saying. Oh, Lord, this is a big case. And the officer goes, yeah, it is. And she says, I think a lot of stuff is going to come out in this.
Verbatim.
That is her exact words. That's somebody who knows something is going on. I'm sorry. That's not just that's just not just like, oh wow, this case is so huge, I can't believe it. No, this is like,
She spoke too soon.
And she called in this 13th. I think it was to confuse the timeline. I think that that's what they were trying to do, because again, the only reason I brought up the decomp is because I think this was part of the cover up of the decomp. There's only two reasons. There's only two ways that the decomp and the lividity are off in this case. And that's if it went down on June 9th and there was some sort of refrigeration system used, or it didn't go down till another night after Gypsy and Nick were already gone, and they did it and blamed it all on him. That there's only two scenarios here that really make any sense.
Sammy Soup, I would laugh too if nobody actually went there the second time and that it was made up.
Right.
Because what are they lying about then?
Right.
Somebody's lying about something, despite whether you believe Fancy or not. Somebody's lying about something.
Right.
Why are they lying? I think y'all missed the point and want to like attack the messenger.
Right. Always.
The actual message itself.
Right.
It's why are they lying? Why is this such a cover up?
Right. Right.
Right. To me, that doesn't make any sense.
Why was it not questioned in court? Why were these reports buried?
And those people, the connections, like that's where it stems from.
Yeah.
I bet you it wouldn't surprise me if that bitch was on the freaking VisionCon.
Okay, but she could be lying.
Talking about the cab drivers lying just to be a part of something. That's a very good possibility as well.
It is if the log didn't exist. If the log didn't exist, then there would be nothing. Then we could question her till the cows come home. But the log
but the log is the log.
The log is the log. The log is the part that doesn't lie. Okay. So there were two calls made for two cabs. Similar situations, 1 week apart, exact same time frame, exact same areas. So the Fort and Battlefield, it's just further down from the Days Inn. It's not like it's across town somewhere else.
Right.
It's literally 5 to 10 minutes down the road from the Days Inn, which is accounting for why it took a difference of a time period for them to get there to there.
Yes. Okay. Real quick. So it could have been fudged beforehand, Sammy Soup. Yeah, I'll give you that. It could have been fudged beforehand. But again, it still goes back to why lie? Why lie?
And who did it?
And who lied about it?
Yeah.
And why? It's always why.
Yeah.
Why did they do it?
Right.
And again, this is one of the biggest things that Rose and I bicker about when it comes to the Ole Foundation. Whenever it was 2007 and Gypsy was 16 years old, but she received an award for being a 12-year-old.
Oh, the
And
Ole
it's
Foundation?
like, well,
Are you talking about that?
Why lie?
Are you talking about the Ole Foundation?
Yeah.
Because that's when they went to Cape Cod. That was in 2013. There's a
No,
20.
that was also in 2013. They
Mhm.
also had one on the Ole Foundation's own website.
Right.
Gypsy Rose was there in 2007 and received an award as a 16-year-old girl, but she was receiving the award as a 12-year-old girl.
Right.
Dee Dee was there. Dee Dee took her.
Mm-hmm.
And it also said that she was from Ohio, Springfield, Ohio. But the 2007 year is erased from their website, which is the year that Gypsy won the award.
Yep.
But again, it begs the question, why lie if she would have already have gotten the award for being under 18 regardless?
Right. Well, 2007 then is the actual trip where she talks about being on the open ocean. She's 16 years old in that one, right? But then the video that we have from the released videos so far is 27 minutes long from 7/8 of 2013. She even puts an intro slide in there. It shows them going to the Ole Foundation convention. It shows her on the boat again. And there's no open ocean on that one, and she's not dressed the same. So it's a different, so we know that that's two different instances. And she said she's been on that boat twice. So that's 2007 and 2013. They go all over the place. She's talking about eating everywhere. I mean, it's just crazy. And both Damona and Gypsy make a surprise appearance to Nicholas while Dee Dee's out of the room.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just, the reason why I brought up the Ole Foundation was because it all begs to why lie about it? If there's no need to, then why lie about it? And then again, if the log was doctored, why lie about the log? If the log is true and exists,
then who the fuck was that?
About the shit that happened.
Right. Hold on. I'll be right back, guys. I have to go to the restroom.
Okay. Not a problem, Fancy. So.
But that's a good point, Chewy. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mac, we can hear you.
Okay, cool. You brought up, very good points. People over here are actually commenting that you brought up some very good points on that. As far as
I'm gonna mute Fancy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's Mac talking on Fancy.
Here, I'll mute.
Oh, it is. Oh.
Mac.
Oh, it's Mac. Oh, yeah. Never mind. I'm gonna unmute Fancy now. Let me unmute Fancy.
No, Fancy's over there doing family problems.
No. She's hitting the John right now. So yeah, I agree. Why lie? Why the lie? Why two different stories? 3 different stories. I don't know. He had an accent, didn't have an accent. Oh, I think Chewy might have muted me too. He muted all of us. Oh man, we tried to get them to do this live with us from how many ways, different ways. And hopefully next time it'll work out. I really like both of them. I don't know if anybody in here follows them, but if you don't, if you have TikTok, go over on TikTok and follow Chewy and Rose. They have great lives, great conversations. They run a very smooth panel. So yeah, I like going over there. She does look very pretty tonight, doesn't she? We got a little sassy fancy back, I think. But yeah, the second jabber. Anybody? What are you guys thinking about that? Because that was the big question. Where was the other one? Right? Yep. They found it. And the thing is, they didn't say whether any red stuff was on it. But when describing the weapon, They said, weapon used in murder. So we got to put that out too. We're going to put that out too. Yeah, she has it. I was on the phone with her when she found it, and I was like, wow. It's like there's so much stuff, you guys. I'm not even kidding. There is so much stuff. Whew, it's so hard to even begin to tell a newcomer how many layers there are to this. I mean, it is. It's insane. It's insane. Okay, well, she's going to the bathroom. What do you think, Bree, going to the popo scheme? I think she's getting what she deserves. Period. Period. You know what I mean? Do you know how many times I said, it's not mine, it's not mine? Give me a break. What I missed a lot, yes, we found the report, Karen, and yeah, it was found in the trash. Oh my God, we all knew it. That's the whole thing. I'm not sure, Abel. I'm not sure. I don't know if it was. I just know
that is actually involved with this case. You know, it's really not all that far-fetched. Like, it's really not.
I mean, enter in a new character of the Gypverse. So like
every week we were bringing in new characters for a while, man. I'm just saying.
But here's the thing, sprinkle muffins. Sure, in a regular case, I would 100% back
so, Karen.
That they would be able to tell, and that it would be inside of the autopsy report. But this isn't a normal case. This isn't the way it goes down. There's nothing about this that isn't a lie. Like, it's unbelievable. I understand that they work with bodies every day, that they know these things. But when you're talking about corruption in a corrupt system, you can't trust any of it. And we already know that. You know, that's the thing. I can't trust the autopsy report because he couldn't even bother to get the time of death correctly. He just put it as whatever time they called in. They couldn't go into it. They wouldn't go in on a scene where they had more than enough probable cause to break down a door before and after David went in, and they didn't go in there. Mm-hmm. There are jab wounds that couldn't be made by a left-handed person that is listed in there with no commentary.
I want to sprinkle muffins a question.
You know?
Thank you, Miss
Sprinkle muffins.
You said that you work with bodies. Okay, medics. Hold on. Okay, let me look at these. Usually put past scene, last found date of time. Okay, you say that you work with bodies, sprinkle muffins. I'm curious on what evidence would be there if the body would have been refrigerated or an embalmer? Oh, that's cool, man. My boy was a cremator, and he would go and pick up bodies and all that shit. And I've heard some of the craziest fucking stories ever. I'm curious, and that's cool that you get to embalm people. What evidence would there be of someone refrigerating her that you would need to see to say, like, yeah?
And I'm not talking about freezing. I'm literally not talking about freezing. I am simply talking about a meat cooler that would keep her cool, like you would keep slabs of meat. Not a freezer. Not a freezer.
Yeah,
totally different.
Between a freezer and refrigeration.
Absolutely.
What?
Hold on, I'm trying to take some of this.
We'll say it. Never mind.
Fancy
tissue would be partially. Okay, that's
where the big white truck around the corner comes into play.
So from just being refrigerated not frozen. There would be frozen tissue. Can you explain that?
It says putting a person in a refrigerator would not freeze their tissues, but would lead to a dangerous drop in body temperature, resulting in severe hypothermia.
Okay.
So the truck, the white truck around the corner, maybe that's where.
What white truck around the corner?
The refrigeration truck, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, we could. Well, that's from Google Earth today, not from then.
Oh.
Yes, you can't. Yeah, so you can't go by that. No, I'm still okay. Look, in 2014, David posted about the same period of time that he got second-degree frostbite in a refrigerated cooler system inside of a warehouse. Based on what we know from the actual people that claim that they were there or attended the party or know the people who attended the party and what went down in 2015, they had this house, this party house in this industrial warehouse since 2000. And they had been using it for local or for booking national music industries. It's a goth scene. It is where David was running the BDSM club and being a DJ and bouncer.
Yeah, he was the DJ.
So this is not just some random club that I'm pulling out or some random warehouse.
No.
This is what we're getting from the people who are talking about what went down with the people that we believe are involved. This is they would have known but you're still assuming, Sammy, that there isn't corruption, and corruption corrupts absolutely. Do you guys understand?
Yep, I know. I understand that.
This is not random. This is not random. This is not some weird theory. There is absolutely mixed lividity in this body. That's 100%. If you work in this industry, then you would know that there is mixed lividity, because otherwise, if she had died face down in that bed the way that they say, and that's how she did, there would be no lividity on the sides of her body. It would be all on the bottom of her stomach, and it would be black and blue, but there is mixed lividity on the sides, and it also has the very enmeshed imprint from the egg crate that was 4 levels down. There is not enough. Her arm is up all weird. There is not enough blood in the room. There is blood all down the hallway. There is blood all over the kitchen. And from what the last person that I said that talked to me, one of the last things he said was they were in the shed and he walked out to leave the place because of what he was seeing. And Dan literally hit him in the back and threatened him and told him not to move his Jeep, that they were in the shed and that they followed him out there. This is what is coming from the actual people in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good night. I'm aware.
And it's like, listen, we're not going to do all this work and put theory or anything like that out there unless we really think it could be a, for real. Think about it.
And if that's
like Chewy said, just because you don't like who's telling you this doesn't mean you have to give pushback and act like she's not doing her due diligence, because we are.
Look, let me turn this way. All right, so laughing about staging a body and all this bullshit, blah 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 blah.
This is a murder. Are you guys serious? It happens every day.
I know. Let him finish.
But let me how do you turn the stupid camera on? Come over here, right there. Okay, here we go. Just fucking come right here. All right, if she was done in the bed, okay, why is this little pallet right here next to her? Next to where she would be at.
Oh, zombie mom, you're here. We're very suspicious these days.
Don't even pay attention to them.
Well, they're talking about the fixed lividity. I'm telling you, the report says that it's fixed lividity, but you can look at her body and know it's not fixed lividity. There's no question about it. What the report says and what the pictures show are two different things. Yes, keep going.
Look, let me show this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
When she was done in the bed.
Yep.
And jabbed all like that. How come right here there's no red stuff or none of this stuff sprayed, none of this shit? Real quick, hold on. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. Because there is. Wait, let me see. Got to get back to this bedroom. Here we go. Where's that white curtain at? Look at that white curtain back there. Super clean. Nothing red on it.
No risk.
Look at this white curtain. That's perfectly fucking clean.
Okay,
That's
so
next to the
can you
bed.
leave that up real quick? Leave that up real quick. Okay, so do you guys see how her body is laying in this? Okay, so it is laying from the top left hand side to the right corner bottom. Yes, can we all agree on that?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
then in this left corner right here, do you see this red? Do you see this darker mark right there? Do you see what that is? Do you know what that is? That is blood, and it is huge. It is a huge
Where?
on the left-hand corner, bottom corner, left-hand bottom corner. So the top of this bed right here, where the post is sticking up.
Okay.
You see all that right there? That is blood. Okay, that's blood. So if she died in this position, the way you're seeing her lay, why is there blood down there? And on top of that, there is a pillow that is behind her head. It's the only pillow that actually has blood on it. And you know what they did after they'd gone
Call
in?
it red stuff, fancy.
Red stuff, sorry. So remember, so they took the pillow from the top of the headboard that had red stuff on it. They moved it down here to this corner right here where this blood is, and they took a picture from it there and measured it from it there. This crime scene was staged. The end, period. You're done. There's no other explanation for that whatsoever. There is lots of moving evidence in this crime scene, but there is absolutely no way, if you are telling me there's a marker, Sammy, it's marked down there. There's no denying that that's what it is down there. Okay? So if you go by the markers.
Also, for the record, too, I walked around on my knuckles, for a good portion.
You want
of
the
this
marker
weekend.
number? You want the marker
And
number?
I don't have any bruises on my knuckles at all from walking around on my knuckles pretty much a good portion of the weekend. Walking like a little gorilla on my knuckles. Trying to simulate maybe if I was cleaning the floor or some shit. Maybe I'd get a bruise.
No, did you get one?
Let's be nice.
I'm not being nice. I'm just saying maybe I'd get.
You know how hard you got to hit?
There's a lot of theories about that.
Hold on, Mac. Nobody can. Mac, you got to talk. Okay, Mac's trying to say, guys. No, Lady Justice, I can see you, so you're obviously not blocked. What were you saying, Mac? Talk a little louder so they can hear you.
I'm sorry. I was just saying, you know how hard you have to hit something or someone to get bruises like that on your knuckles?
Yeah, I actually fight. Yes, I do.
For real. I mean, yeah, I know. I know it just from fighting with my brother. Yeah, we used to do knuckle to knuckle, all that stupid, crazy kid stuff, Do the, punch knuckle to knuckle.
All that, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Let me tell you.
Look, there's nothing right here, and then, in the carpet. There's a lot. I think this shit was done in the bathroom, dude. Did they shampoo the carpet or some shit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
so
where's all this?
All right, so here we go. Let me show you. I want to show you guys.
All right, hang
here
on.
we go. Let me put on my camera. Let me put on my camera.
Here, I can
turn it around.
Go inside the room.
Now.
And go back inside the room.
Here we are. Watch. Okay, can you show me? Can you let me up in the big box? Should we put me in the big box real quick?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me.
Why stage the crime scene? Because it didn't go down the way they were told, and they were covering up a lot of things. All right. So here you go. This is the bottom of the bed. Do you see this? This is the pillow down here. Underneath this. Okay. So this is the marker for the pillow. All right. So they zoom in. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm not showing anything. Okay. So they're going to take more of it from here down at the bottom. That's more of it down there. Okay. Hold on. We've got an actual thing from the bed here. Just a second. Let me get to it so I can show you. Okay. Let's get down here. It's not on the sheet. It's not on this one. Is it not on this one? Okay.
Baby clothes right there.
Red, pink, and blue.
Looks like blankets.
Okay. In a second, you're going to see where the pillow starts out. Just let me get there. I can't show everything.
Someone made a comment that we should have a coroner. I have a best
I
friend
have
who's
a
coroner.
I
who
have
would-
an Emmy who's looked at this who agrees. Just saying, and he's one of the best. So, but I'm looking
Or
for.
they
have multiple opinions.
Go ahead, yeah, have somebody look at it for sure, absolutely. But I already have. That's what I'm telling you. I've done that. I have done that.
I didn't mean to be disrespectful.
No, you're not
I'm so
being
sorry.
disrespectful. You're not being disrespectful at all. I'm just letting you know that I actually have done that. Okay, so the marker we're looking for is 15, and 15 moves from the top of the bed to the bottom of the bed in that corner. There is also another one, I think it's 17, possibly 16 and 17, where they're measuring from the same area. It has the blood down there, and they move that pillow from the top of the bedboard to the bottom of the bedboard. So you're looking for 15, 16, 17, those markers are the ones that are giving you this down here. And there is this down here. There is a thing down here.
A viewer suggested you co-host with JFK Annie.
Oh, F that woman.
That's hilarious.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
So, okay, and then I'm going to show you guys this, okay? I want to show you guys this. This is what she would have been. Okay, so this is the pattern that's on Dee Dee, okay? So if Dee Dee was laying like this across right there, right? She's laying from here to here, okay? All right, so from here to here.
Can't see the top left side.
There you go, top left side, bottom right side, okay? Got it? So she's laying, her head's up here, legs are down over here. This would have been all along the front of her body. It is not on the front of her body. It is ingrained into the side of her body, the sides of her body, where she would have been laying on her side. That is where the lividity started. And then it changes to the lividity of it being down here on her actual stomach. But there are two different lividities. I don't give a shit what the coroner says. It is not fixed lividity by any freaking means. And in between this and Dee Dee's body was 4 different layers. 4 different layers. And her body is so covered with this, it looks like that's basically a tattoo on her body.
I mean, you can say a coroner,
isn't going to lie, though.
A coroner is a person, and people do lie.
Why would you say a coroner is not going to lie?
A coroner may you that's your opinion, but I tell you what's a fact is that a coroner is a person. And people lie.
And people lie. Cops lie, doctors lie, coroners lie, lawyers lie.
Conspiracies all you want, zombie mom. I'm mind blown at your conspiracy of her scrubbing her fucking hands on the floor, dude, and that creating.
Zombie mom, I have nothing to say to you because I don't trust you.
I'm not gonna say that shit to you until you come in here with all this shit about the conspiracies, dude. You know what I'm saying? You did say that. I was watching your live. You said her putting her little knuckles down whenever you clean the floor, that you put your knuckles down whenever that's not normal to do. People put their flat palm down to use their fingers too.
Zombie mom, I do know you.
As a way to stabilize.
Hold on.
I tried walking around all weekend damn near on my knuckles. No bruising.
Why are we arguing with a woman who decided to take all of Gypsy Rose's bullshit about these freaking things, hold on to it for months before they even came out, and then mysteriously put it all out? Why are we even talking to you?
I heard you say that, zombie mom.
Yep.
So there you go.
So don't tell me I don't know who you are. I know exactly who you are. I know exactly who you are, and I don't trust you further than I can throw you. And with my bad back, I shouldn't throw anybody.
PG, I don't trust you.
No.
So,
no.
I mean, take it for what you want.
Oh, anyway.
So, I mean, I'm right there with you, Fancy. I'm right there with you. I mean,
I'm not saying it. Okay, but I got a question over here.
Don't be mad at Rose because she's not the one doing it. This is Chewy doing this. I'm going to mute your ass because I'm tired of dealing with your bullshit. Go right NPG over there. Bye-bye.
Go Chewy. Go Chewy.
Okay, so this person says, maybe I misunderstood. Are you saying there were lots and lots of people involved? I'm not the one saying it. The people in the county are saying it. And I have the text messages, and I just have to black them out for you guys, and we'll put them out. But this is what they are saying. This is not me saying it. I didn't make this up. I didn't come up with the story. No. This is their story. There's a whole story. There's somebody else was jabbed. Someone else was involved. There were other people there. There's a whole thing. And I thought that I'll be honest, when Karma Collector came out with all this nonsense, I literally thought he was insane. Except that now I know the source, and I know the source's sources. And I'm telling you, these are people that were there and have stories. Now, can I trust them? No, I can't. But it's a much more plausible situation than anything we've ever heard so far. It explains the kitchen. It explains her rolling up to her mom in the kitchen and giving her, a hug, and her mom saying, "What's that for? I'm not unalived yet." It explains the lividity. It explains why things are moved. It explains why Nick said he'd forgive everybody but Dan. It explains why Nick said that there were 10 people there when he wasn't. It explains why she moved the date up. I mean, can you, if you want to argue any of that?
It explains why Nick is saying that there's somebody that's jealous of her being his, and that person set him up, and he's very happy about that. I can get that for you if you want, or you can go to Jameson, 1 ounce of Jameson's page, and you can check that out, because she has audio isolation software that she has so graciously shared with us, and did that, and you can go check it out on her page. Nick's saying that whenever he's talking to himself. And Raven May, I do not trust NPG Cornerstone, because they present a lot of the same behavioral patterns that Gypsy does.
The people who I'm talking to,
storytelling.
Let me just tell you this.
They have access to a lot of shit that a lot of people, it's just everything about them. I've never trusted them from the beginning, and it's always screamed to me that's Gypsy's camp. I think it's possibly Stanfield. That's just my opinion. I don't trust them. I go with my gut, because when I don't, I go to jail.
Amen to that. I'm going to tell you this. The people that I'm talking to are people that lived with Dan. Okay? Lived with him multiple times. This is not just me making it up. These are people who we have verified live at addresses with Dan at the time of these things that are saying these things. Okay?
Yep.
Allegedly for entertainment, educational purposes only.
Fancy, kind of like Gypsy. Okay.
Okay. I always say okay. I always say okay.
Okay. It's all about angles. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's down here around the one. Let's go to 121. All right. So it's back this way still.
All right, guys. So I'm going to quiet.
Do you mind if I ask a question for some small clarification?
Okay.
Please.
Fancy.
No.
I didn't get fired, Bree, my stalker.
No. Kane, no. You are not a troll. I know who you are. I know
What'd you say, V?
We're not talking about you. I swear to you. No. No, we're talking about people on TikTok.
No.
I was a little confused with that. My audio was breaking up, so I didn't get to hear much. I apologize.
No, I do not believe it's Nick in both. I believe it's two different people in two different scenarios, exactly the same on purpose. Nick was supposedly already in Wisconsin with Gypsy on the 13th to the 14th when this happened. He would have already been in Missouri. He arrived there the morning of the 13th. This is happening the morning of the 14th, from the 13th night going into 14th day.
Wait, is there footage? I think you just discovered a big thing in the game of Clue.
I think I did too. I'm sorry, what'd you say, Rose?
Is there footage of him in the cab?
Not that I've seen yet, but I don't know. Because so much of this isn't even listed in the evidence, like in regular evidence, because this was all kept for Nick's files. So we're finding pieces that we've always known existed, or that we had thought processes about, but had no concrete proof of anything. And this one really shocked me yesterday. I'm sorry, it just shocked the hell out of me.
Hey, fancy.
Any of
Yeah.
the cab drivers have transcripts of their audio calls for the calls being made for pickup?
We don't have that information either.
So you were saying that your sources were saying that there is a party,
Yep.
or something like that.
Yes.
Again, the extent of the party we don't know. If it's just a house party,
Right.
if it's a watch party,
If it's
we
a
have
warehouse
no
party,
idea,
we do not know.
like, what kind of party it is.
All we know is that the story goes is that somebody was messing with the people at the party, and I believe that Ace, who is Brian, who lived with Dan, was going to take a jab to the back, and Disco Dan, who's Dan Glidewell, jumped in front of them, and he took the actual knife to the back. And then he tells the same source talks about the fact that he was in the shed that night with them, and that Dan followed him out, and he was very angry with him about what was going on and what they were doing, and he kept him from leaving and taking his Jeep. I will put all this out there for you guys. We just have to clean it up so we don't, out our sources. I'm not doing that.
Hey, Stellan. Yeah, we are. We're still live.
Right here,
Yeah.
this little disco ball.
Yes, ma'am. Yep. Disco ball, black light over here. I know.
Sometimes I sound like.
No, I know. I'm sorry. I was talking to Mac. Okay, so disco ball. There's a black light. Can you pull up the kitchen fold of the dining room area too, Chewy? Can you do that?
I absolutely
Or zoom
will,
out of
because
here?
I think that is very significant as well.
Okay, I'm going to show you guys this as we do it. Hold on,
Watch
let me pull the
this.
blur off. All
Let me
right.
go ahead and pull this out. This is the dining area. All right. I'm going to zoom in because there's some very fascinating things here.
Okay, do you see what's okay? So if you zoom in underneath the table there, and underneath another one of the wheelchairs that's over here. So this is the fourth wheelchair in the living room. There are two in the living room. I'm sorry, there's three in the living room and a fourth one over here.
Wheelchair.
Yep. Okay, so that's five. Five in the living room.
Watch this.
Do you see the Pepsis and the Dr. Peppers and the Sprites?
Yeah, there's your 7-Up.
Do you
There's
also
your
see?
chips, for the party.
Can you grab the trash cans in Dee Dee's room? Can you grab the trash can in Dee Dee's room?
Yeah, 1 second.
Oh wait. Okay, so
there's your Dr. Pepper.
Yep.
There's your 7-Up.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. If you pivot into the kitchen,
yep,
you'll see on the floor over there by the white rack. There are blue Solo cups down there on the floor, and there's some red ones, but there's a pack of blue ones right there. And they are all over the house in all of the trash cans in the bathroom. There's the one in the tub in the bathroom where she says she was shaving her hoo-ha. Okay.
There's a bunch of cases of Ensure right there.
Ensure that she never is eating.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look, and then here's some hot chocolate right here.
Their house look like that.
Thank you, honey.
Oh, if you
There's
come
some
over
hot
here,
chocolate.
look
at
over here.
this right here too.
Okay.
More hot chocolate.
If you come over here okay, so there's this is at the sink. Is that the sink? No, that's the other side. Pull the other side to there we go, the sink. Okay. There are dishes in the sink. David Blanchard says there was nothing in the sink, no food let off, nobody out running around. Looked like they left in a hurry. Yeah, 2 bowls, 2 spoons. He didn't step on that when he came through that window. No, he didn't see it. Nothing was out of place here. He says he knows where everything is in the house. So he didn't see any of this.
Said it didn't look like there was a struggle and everything.
No struggle.
When the cops came through.
Right.
And was this the position when the cops came through and saw that? Because to me, that looks like there was some sort of struggle, the way that the rug is, the way that this rack. Let me zoom in real quick so you can see the depth, because sometimes the depth is hard to see when it's back. You can see all this shit behind it. That's
and the door is cracked open.
That's a big soup pot right there.
Yep, door's cracked open.
Yep. Like, it just, like that.
Do you just think they were moving too?
I'm not thinking that's what they were doing. I think that's what they wanted it to look like they were doing. Again, I'm telling you, I believe this is a staged crime scene all the way around. Gone Girl, guys. Just think Gone Girl.
So
Okay.
then, look, there's another case of Pepsi.
Pepsis.
Right there.
Who brought the Pepsis? Pretty sure I know who brought the Pepsis now.
Who brought it?
Who brought the Pepsi?
What is this? Is this fruit roll-ups? Let's see. What is this shit? Right there. Those are some what? Those are honest juices.
Honest juices.
Yeah, those are juices. Honest juice.
Mm-hmm.
Mixed in with some liquor.
Yep. David also didn't notice that there was a Saints hat in the middle of the hall right where he was walking. He didn't notice that there were bottles of blue liquid all over the house right where he was walking. He says that he opened the doors open, but Dee Dee didn't have a door. So there's that. I mean, everything about this is wrong. There is red stuff all over here, all down the hallway, on the walls, in the cupboards, the top cupboards in the kitchen. You want to sit here and tell me that I don't know my shit, but I do. And everything about this crime scene is wrong.
That was Dee Dee's red stuff.
What?
Did they test that red stuff on the wall?
Yes,
and
I'm
they
going to
said
quiet
that was
down,
Dee Dee's
Abby.
red stuff?
Oh, okay. Hang on a second. I'm sorry, guys. Let me mute real quick. Okay, so let me start that over again. So we've now confirmed that they arrived in Wisconsin on the early morning of June 13th. Okay. So she says that they were there a couple of days and she just got into town and, they went and they stole some macaroni and cheese and she did. How? They were only there one freaking day before they were arrested. She put that, so she arrives the 13th. They're together for the 13th. They have mad amounts of sex on the 13th. Quinn tells people that, Quinn says that he heard her say that she's the one who did it, right? Okay, we've got that stuff. Then we've got the post goes out on the 14th. And now we have a cab driver telling us that in the wee morning of the 14th at 1:52 a.m., she took a man fitting Nicholas Godejohn's description from the come and go at Fort Battlefield to the Volunteer Way. He had a strong Wisconsin accent. He told her that he was going to see his girlfriend, but she thought that this guy was going to see a hooker. He walks up and he looks in some random houses, windows. He doesn't know which driveway or which address he's really supposed to be at, and she leaves. But yet it's the same scenario that happened the week before, and she doesn't remember that one, but there's a log, and she is the one who took both those men to this area. Do you understand? I mean, like, this is not rocket science, guys. If it doesn't make sense, guess what? It's a lie. It doesn't make fucking sense. It doesn't make any sense. There is no sense to be made.
You are too sweet, Elizabeth. Thank you so much.
Okay? And I'm right about the lividity. I'm right about the jabs are not correct. I'm right about the red stuff didn't pool properly. I'm right that the red splatter didn't go the way it did. I'm right that the splatter in the kitchen is very highly suspicious and all down the hall. I'm right that David Blanchard's account has changed 15 different freaking times and now nobody can get it right. I'm right that all the freaking officers that showed up on the 14th, none of them can tell their story straight. I'm right that Aaliyah lied about her story. I'm right that David gave a false name to them. Do you know why he makes sure that he tells them their name is David C. Blanchard? So he can cover up the fact that they wrote down Charles. Do you know his middle name isn't Charles? You know what it is? Christian. That's his middle name. It's not Charles.
Wow.
So this is the thing. You guys can sit here and you can call me crazy and theories and conspiracies and all you want. But the fact of the matter is what I'm doing is what the investigators should have done in this case and didn't. What the lawyers should have done in this case and didn't. So you can yell at me or comment on me or you can say whatever you want about my wild theories. But so far, I've been right on every single one of them.
I mean, I'm
Just
sure
saying.
And now the videos are coming back out to show.
And now the videos are coming out to prove exactly what I've said for the last, 6 years.
Yeah, and as much as I don't want to credit,
really good one, you guys.
and
What
see,
was she
she
doing
has
while
had
she waited in the
some
cab?
things
Was
that
it
have
like
been correct too.
45 minutes from Amber Lynn.
Enough about
Now,
that.
see, okay, hold on. I am not finding any accounting of that anywhere. I'm not. I have not seen it in the records of the fact that there was a 45-minute gap. Because it's not. Listen what the guy said. He picked them up. He got the call. He picked them up at 4:58 in the morning. No, hold on. What did he say? Hold on. Let me write it down here. He got the call. The receipt was 5:48 in the morning. He picked up the two people, male, female, wearing a white t-shirt and jeans, female wearing a skirt and a shirt and a wig. He took them to the Days Inn on Campwood. The call went in. He arrived at 5:48, guys. He dropped him off at 5:55. There's no 45 minutes waiting in the car. So wherever that came from, that's not true.
Wow. That was a like a 7-minute ride, huh?
Right, and it's not a female.
Does that match up with hers? Does that match up with her time from picking him up?
that makes
Yes.
sense, girl.
Yes. Yeah, the 45-minute gap was started from Natasha. Yeah, well, there's your answer.
Fake ass Cooper, what's her name? Nancy Grace, the fake ass Nancy Grace.
Maybe she was having problems with her fake brain surgery at the time.
Yeah, the dramatic pause with the fake.
I mean, fake brain surgeries apparently cause real problems, guys. So maybe she was suffering from her fake brain surgery when she said that, because absolutely not. But yes, 5:48 to 5:55 is about the same amount of time frame from 1:57 to 2:06. Yep, and this, yeah, I'm telling you.
And sorry, guys, there was just some good questions. And Fancy, I know you were just talking about this. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're perfectly fine. We love the question.
No, I do love the questions.
I mean, look, it's at least whenever we're talking about what we think as, like, we think this is possible. I mean, like, we're distinguishing, look, this is what we actually think. Some people are out here saying, like, this is what I know for a fact.
No.
And somebody said that they knew for a fact that dude was in that shit for 45 minutes and all that stuff. And so, I mean,
the receipt.
Fancy said
you have a lot of your plate. You may not be able to see all the comments.
Oh no, I'm a crackhead for these comments. I'm just watching them all. I may not be responding to everybody, but I'm watching them all. But do you see this book right here? I want to ask you, Fancy, have you seen this book? 501 must visit destinations.
Yep.
I don't know. I thought that
there's also, if you look in these books, the dummy books that they're talking about, the dummy books is diabetes for dummies. I think there's a fibro book for dummies, and there's an eating healthy with diabetes. There's no other dummies books. There's no leukemia for dummies. There's eating with cancer. That was one of them. That's because Dee Dee had her own problems. So
there's one. It's either cancer fighting foods, diabetes fighting foods, fighting foods.
Yep, but no freaking dummies books on any of the conditions that Gypsy Rose supposedly had that Dee Dee was blueprinting.
No, I'm not worried about
None
that.
of
And I
them.
don't think Dee Dee had Munchausen in any way.
Nope.
But what I do think, though, is that she was malingering, is what I do believe. And I think that the evidence is pretty clear on that, just in my opinion.
Sure.
But
I'm just not sure why. Okay? Because from what I can tell, this all started after the malingering and everything started after Gypsy met these men and were introduced to these doctors, and she was 18 years old and she was signing for it all. So I truly believe that Dee Dee was threatened for whatever these people were doing, and I think they either threatened that they would unalive her or Gypsy. That's my opinion.
Like I brought up earlier, in 2007 is whenever she got an award from the Ole Foundation when she was 16, but lied about her age being 12, and if Gypsy could start signing for her own medical records and all that whenever she was 18.
They could have got that from her medical records, though. If that was the records they sent in, they would have put that in there, and Gypsy could have told her mom it must be a typo. The more that I think about the Parkinson's disorder and what was going on, and the fact that Dee Dee was telling the people in Aurora that she really needed this house because her health was declining, and she needed a place to be where she could get to her medical care easily and all of that. I truly believe the information about I have bad memory and all that. I think that is true. I do, especially considering the level of car accident that she was involved in. I do think that is part of the misunderstandings, and I think Gypsy manipulated it.
So there was a Facebook post from one of the women that worked at the Hope Lodge that knew Dee Dee and Gypsy very well. And she was, I forget exactly what she did, but I got all this from 1 ounce of Jameson. And so, I mean, I find it somewhat credible, more on the credible end than the somewhat. The woman claimed that whenever Dee Dee and her met each other, that they had a very long conversation about the latest technology and treatments for cancer that were available at the time. And she stated that, it was a great conversation that they had, and it was, no. This was for the person that, this was from the woman that won the award with Gypsy when she was Child of the Year for the cancer thing. And then this woman
Ronald McDonald
was
House?
Adult of the Year is what that was. And then 10 years later, they saw each other again is what happened. And she was talking to Dee Dee, and it's like she remembered exactly who she was, all the shit that they were talking about before, and it continued their conversation on, talking about, the latest cancer research and the treatment, and the latest technology that was out and about at the time.
Well, that's because that's what the Ole Foundation was educating them on when they were going to the Ole Foundation. That's exactly
But
it. It showed in.
But the Ole Foundation wasn't for cancer; it was for a feeding tube.
No, it's not. They were talking about all kinds of technology and everything when she was there. I don't know. Let me look at the Ole Foundation.
The Ole Foundation was, and that the Ole Foundation she wanted because she was under 18 with a gastrointestinal tube.
Oh, well then, okay.
I could be wrong, but that's what
Feeding disorder families. Yep. Okay. Yep. So feeding. Okay, you've got it. You're right. The Ole Foundation, Feeding Matters. Okay.
So she was Child of the Year.
Yeah.
For this, and it was not for the Ole Foundation. This was for some sort of cancer walk. Like, I think it was the Lymphoma and Leukemia Foundation, something like that.
Hold on.
And they were doing, she was like the child, and the
That's the year she sang.
Facebook post.
That's the year she sang for the American Cancer Society, I believe.
Okay.
I believe
have
that
no
thing.
idea. Okay.
Yeah.
So this woman that was the adult winner is the one that I'm speaking about. Not the I mixed up the people, but it's this woman. And she said that they had a wonderful conversation. The woman remembered her 10 years later. Dee Dee, 10 years later, remembered this woman, and they had a wonderful conversation again about the latest cancer research and all that, which to me gives testimony to Dee Dee actually giving a fuck about her kid and trying to stay up to date on like the latest information and all of that. But what it also to me says is that Dee Dee's memory wasn't as jacked as she may have manipulated people to believe it was.
Well, also it could be that she didn't have that severity of it in 2007, but by 2009 and 2011 she did. Because she supposedly declined very badly in Aurora. But also, here is this might be the time frame you're talking about, because if it was in 2007, 10 years later, the murder would have happened already. So it couldn't have been that.
2007 was the Olay Foundation. That wasn't whenever they did the cancer walk. They did the cancer walk in Louisiana.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to show you right here. I think it's this. This is the pamphlet here.
The Olay Foundation was whenever they were in Missouri.
No, I know, but I'm trying to show you. This is the pamphlet where she was nominated, and she.
See, your camera isn't on TikTok.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Save.
There you go.
There it is.
Put you in the big
Put me in the big box.
Let me turn off my tablet.
No, she wouldn't have been 20 at the Child of the Year in 2007 either. Okay, here we go. Right here. This is what you're talking about.
Okay, can this move? Okay, that can move. Okay. 2002. Okay, yeah. So 10 years later was 2012.
That would make sense. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it was before Louisiana. I mean, before Missouri for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so, but that's what I was saying is that this woman claims that Dee Dee had a conversation with her in 2002, and then in 2012 they had another conversation, and she had nothing but wonderful things and was very surprised on how educated
Mac,
Dee Dee
where'd
was,
you go?
and all of this,
right? Right.
And so I mean,
she could have, but she also messaged a lady that she knew from Louisiana whose child had the exact same symptoms as Gypsy. And she told her all about it as well and everything like that. Dee Dee did know her things. And if she had been told all of that, she could keep certain things straight. I mean, and also if it's a type of dementia or Parkinson or memory loss, they can remember lots of things from before their memory is bad, but not afterwards. So I don't know, but I know that they were going to conventions in 2011, 2013, 2000 and whatever, and they were learning about all these kinds of technologies.
But she got in the car wreck in 2000 or 1997, right? Or I mean,
yes.
97,
97 or 99. But that's not the only problem.
99.
Right. So she could have already had an issue from that, and then the Parkinson's could have complicated that, Chewy, is what I'm saying.
But you said that they have an easier time remembering things from before.
She would.
Than they do after because they decline. But what that happened in 1999. In 2002 is whenever she had that first conversation with the woman, and then in 2012 she was super sharp and able to recall things very, very easily right off the top of her dome. Then she wasn't saying there was any notes; they were just having a conversation.
Well, it could have been whatever she had just heard at a conference. If they were at a conference, then they could have just heard it. Who knows? What I'm telling you is,
do you guys mind if I speak on the Alzheimer's thing real quick?
That's what I'm trying to say, that didn't occur. Parkinson's and Alzheimer's and the dementia and all that didn't occur till much later. It could have been a combination of having the TBI or whatever from the first accident, and then all of this declining as it was going forward. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So I actually specialize working with people on the spectrum, but my biggest area that I specialize in is with Alzheimer's and dementia. And most patients, they typically actually revert back to their early to mid 20s when remembering things. And that's where a lot of the decrease in developmental comes in. They remember their early life not later.
Well, my grandmother who had Alzheimer's could remember our firstborn, but not our second. And that's because it came on after the firstborn. So like she could remember our firstborn daughter, no problem. But every time we brought over Emily, she had no clue who Emily was. And then we would jog her memory and she would remember for a moment. She'd be like, oh yeah, okay, that's Emily Margaret, right? And we'd go through the whole thing. And then the very next time it would happen again. So she was able to recall everything before the incident that really caused her to be in this advanced state. She could remember all of that beforehand, and she could have a conversation with you if you were in the moment, something happening, but then she'd forget immediately afterwards. We'd have the same conversation again.
Yeah. And that's something very, very typical I find with all the people that I work with. And that's why, a big one is they can remember certain kids that they had at a certain age and not others. And a lot of that stems back to where that developmental thing comes in. And a lot of doctors from the ones I've worked with believe that the reason people have memories of in their 20s is actually that's the first sign of when their onset actually starts. And that's where that disease starts affecting them at, is where the onset of the disease started.
Right. Hey, I mean, there's a lot to discuss there. I'm going to...
Real quick, I just want to say something real quick. Dee, you said that you work with people typically with Alzheimer's. That's what you specialize in?
I do Alzheimer's, dementia, autism, and on the spectrum. Yes.
Okay, so have you ever heard of this book right here called Tricked?
I'm going to go, guys, okay? I'm going to close out the live over here so you guys continue on and have a great night, okay?
Good night,
all right, bye, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. We really do appreciate it.
No problem. You're
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thanks. All righty. All right, guys. So it's getting late around here. Can you come up again, Mac, or are you still going to stay down in the bottom? Yes, 7. We're only a few hours from both of us are only a few hours from you. Okay, so just wrapping this up. I really wanted to focus on this cab driver because I really felt that like this was something that lots of people had missed. They weren't really understanding it. Even when I played it, you guys still weren't getting it. You're asking questions you don't understand. You're going through the whole thing and I'm like, just wait. I'm telling you, I didn't get it until I got all the way through and I just started writing down notes that didn't make sense to me. What did she say? Well, what did the description say? Because I wanted to make sure I had it all right. I've got like 4 pages of notes on this. So
that's what we do. Like we watch videos and one of us will catch something. We'll be like, what did she just say? And you'll be like, what did he just? I mean, we do it all the time.
Yeah. So I'm going to actually make a video tomorrow. I'll put it or try to make it tomorrow. I'm going to try and put a video together tomorrow explaining this, using the clips, explaining it in a 5 to 10 minute piece for you guys. Now that we've gone over it with you, you can go back, we can listen to it, the whole thing. But I want you guys to have this simply, simply laid out. Now, as far as anything else goes that was discussed over there tonight, and my thought processes and things, look, I have a lot of information that I am going through with Mac. From our sources, from in our, things that I tucked away here and there over these years.
Archives,
archives of things, So I'm finding these as piece by piece. And this was one of the ones that I did highlight when I sent it back to Patterson and said, hey, I don't have all these things in book 1. And he came back with, oh, those things are being held, right? So, but everything else, okay? I'm hearing this party thing. I was resisting this. I did not believe this. I thought that this was kind of a way out there theory that Karma Collector was kind of running with.
Far reach, just like they say the refrigeration is far reach for us.
Far reach.
I was saying, I'm like, dude, you're going way too far now. You're going way too far. But then when we talk to who he talked to,
right. Yeah.
Things start to make more sense. And that's the thing you need to know, that we know things that everybody else does not know. We just can't
we can't always put everything out. Yeah.
You know, until we have everything put together. You know what I mean? Because,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
yeah. So
we don't want misinformation anyways. And like I said, it's
mm-hmm.
it's theorizing. I mean, it's a good theory. I think it's very plausible. I think it's very
trying
possible.
to explain something that doesn't make sense. Okay. It doesn't make sense. The body doesn't make sense. There's many reasons why this crime scene doesn't make sense. One of them being the lividity, one of them being the jab wounds, one of them being the blood, one of them being that there's multiple crime scenes that we can tell. There's cups everywhere. There's Pepsis, sodas, everything everywhere. There's a disco ball. There's a black light. There's people telling us stories that match what somebody else is saying. Like this goes on to when we hear Nick talking about it and he was set up and he was da-da-da-da-da. He'll apologize to everybody but Dan. She said she was going to go with him. She said she'd get him the best lawyer and she turned around and stabbed him in the back. Now, I'm going to tell you, all of this still feeds into what we're watching in these videos because it is very clear to me that while she says the name Nicholas many times, you know, Nick and Victor to him, I don't think she's making videos just for him. I believe that the master that is her current master that is giving her over to Nicholas is not Victor Nicholas. It is Victor Dan, Vampire Life Dan, who many people have given accounts of people being his followers, that he was like this. He was getting around. There were other 13 and 10-year-old little girls that were coming up with STDs, kidnappings. They were taking girls out of they allege that he was taking underage girls from their mothers and you know, and getting into arguments and fights. That the whole thing about the bar fight that she actually walked down to the end of the street there and asked the random person who also met her later at an event 5 days before this, you know, what was on the 5th. So, you know, 4 days before all this goes down, Dickerson Park. I don't know if you guys were looking, but in the street view here, let me show you this street view. I want you guys to see the street view because it's very interesting when you look at the street view.
Mom,
yes.
you didn't get my bowl.
I'll get it in a minute.
The cat.
Okay, I'll take it. Hang on. Oh, kitty cat, you're driving me crazy. Oh. All right, I got it in.
Exactly, Karen.
Okay, so once you guys,
and I really like the name Nikolai. Just saying, I really do. I like it as a name.
So this right here that I'm showing is the walk from 2103. Okay, so this is where she was. Dickerson Park is right here. And if you go all the way down around here, this is where she originally picked up the first person. So it's 14.7 miles from where she picked up the first or the guy on the 13th and where she dropped him at. And right here is Dickerson Park. And on June 5th of 2015, there was a party at Dickerson Park Zoo. This is where Dee Dee informed people that she was robbed recently. Okay. They took over $1,000, a laptop and all their pills, according to everyone at the Dickerson Zoo that night. These are the same people that are coinciding with everything else. And this is going along with what David Blanchard says in his interview. And we will be doing his interview and his changing stories coming up here this next week. Okay. So I want you guys to understand how close these things were. You know, this is not a long ways away. These are not long things. And Dan and David's house is somewhere along this route, I believe. Okay. It's somewhere in here. It's in between these two places, but there's the zoo right there. It's literally right down the street.
Yeah. The zoo's right there.
Right there. Dickerson Park, right where my little thing is. So that's where all of this started on the 5th, according to everybody. And so this is where we're at, guys. Nothing about this has made sense. This cab driver doesn't make sense. The fact that her testimony on the stand is very contradictory. The fact that they didn't question any of this, they didn't enter in the call logs, they didn't show anything like that. Like literally, they showed her the call log from the 9th, but nobody bothered to talk about this June 13th because it didn't fit the narrative. Did not fit the narrative that they wanted to go through. Dan Patterson doesn't want to bring this up. Why?
Nope.
Because then the whole theory that it's Nick, and all of that falls apart immediately. The defense should have been all over this shit. They should have been bringing this up and explaining why was there two different discrepancies and why did you describe that he had a strong accent. I love that he brings up the strong accent but gives no fucking context to the jury as to why he's bringing it up. Oh, well, she said she didn't recognize a Wisconsin accent, but that's not what you said on the 17th of June, ma'am, to the officer. It's not what you said when you called back on the 18th. You know, like, seriously, this is not normal. Nothing about this case is normal.
No.
And for people to be like, oh, I'm so tired of the theories. That's all we got, friends. We've got evidence and theories because they didn't do their jobs. And corruption is insane. Insane. Does it make more sense to you that there's party cups everywhere and sodas everywhere and there's a disco ball and there's all of these things and people are talking about it? Oh, okay. So I'm sorry. The night that she went and walked to get the ride to the hospital. Now, sometimes she went directly to his house. Sometimes she goes to a hospital. Sometimes some people do an awful lot of thinking with that brain. Some people will go this way and some people might go that way. And of course, some people do go both ways. That's what we're dealing with here, guys. Okay. That night, it wasn't at a bar. It didn't happen in a bar. And according to our sources, what actually happened is he tried to take a underage girl away from her mother, and there were two females involved, and it loudly became a huge fight, and somebody beat him in the back with a freaking bat. And there were no witnesses. That's their words, no witnesses. Left no witnesses. These are not normal, good people. And I don't know what was going on with Dee Dee, her Parkinson's, the TBI, the other diseases, the disorders that she had that could have been causing this. Her mental health disorders could have caused a lot of this. I don't know. But all I know is in that 2011, Dee Dee wanted no part of this anymore. And her demon spawn picked up a BB gun and shot her 10 times and chased her down a hallway with a dagger. Okay? Mm-hmm. And these men were involved. David, Dan, all these men were involved. We're not just pulling them out of our asses. There is a warehouse that they have access to, that they throw parties in, that has a refrigerated system.
And we're just not coming off the cuff with this, you know what I'm saying?
The Dan happened to get frostbite,
right?
Right.
We have tossed this around for how long? I mean, it's just something we've been going back and forth. Now all this coming out and everything that we're finding, it's
I'm thinking tragedy. That's where I'm coming. I am getting so much information all thrown at me at one time. It's very hard for me. I'm trying to put it at us right now. I'm trying to put it all together, and these are just pieces of what I'm thinking. This cab driver, I mean, it took precedent over everything else we were doing this week. When I caught this, we were working on a David Blanchard interview, and this was what caught me. And I'm like, this proves that there has to be more to the story. This right here, just why? I have so many questions and no answers.
Yeah, somebody mentioned about putting Dee Dee in the shed.
Yeah.
And I was just gonna say that one of our friends, Danae, she actually did her dissertation on that very thing, and she believed that it happened all in the shed.
Yeah.
And they brought her back into the house, and it was actually her theory was very well thought out. She did a good job at that. And she had, because everything to the floor being wet, which I don't know, it was raining, so it's hard to say. Was the floor wet because of that? I don't know.
It's a very good question.
Again, and how would you move her? Again, the electric wheelchair. That's what I think.
If there are the men who are involved that we believe the names are that are involved, they are very large men with access to 7 different fucking wheelchairs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking Weekend at Bernie's. I'm thinking, hell, if there was enough of them,
you could put her in a wheelchair and move her with the electric wheelchair easy. You could even move her in a regular wheelchair, to be honest.
Dude, I'm thinking,
like you said, big dudes.
3 guys.
They're big dudes.
3 guys, one in the middle, one at their feet, one at the head, could have done anything they wanted with her.
I mean, I don't know. It's there. We're throwing stuff out. We're not saying, hey, believe this, but you got to question it. And that's what we're doing. We're questioning it because nothing makes sense with this. Nothing.
My question is who the fuck did she drop off on June 13th? What were they going to do? And why do we not have any information?
Exactly, Jean. Dee Dee does deserve much better than this. And I really hope she's somewhere seeing all this stuff that's coming out right now. Even to a little Miss Bree and all her little snippy stuff that happened today. I hope she's just somewhere very happy and feeling very loved right now. I really do. Justice for Dee Dee, man. Justice for Dee Dee.
Look, I am not calling her a saint, but I truly believe there is more explanation for her participation in whatever than anything anyone else has given us. There are just things wrong. There are jabs that are wrong. There is blood that's wrong. There's splatter that's wrong. There's body positioning that's wrong. There's decomp that's wrong. There's lividity that's wrong. The stories are wrong. Nothing makes sense. These people are involved. You don't crawl through a window. You don't walk into it. You don't crawl through a fucking window that your fat ass can't get through and not notice anything going wrong in that house.
And here's the thing too. Seven just said, about poor Dee Dee having to raise something like that. And then I got to scroll up. I can't scroll up. Said something about the prayer cloth. I think it was Karen. Okay, yes. Karen, yeah. So it's like she slept at the rosary and the prayer cloth. She had actual little basins of holy water on
all over the house.
All over the house. I mean, think about that. Think about that. And where was she when she was doing all if it was me and I had to be around her, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to go sit at Starbucks for a while, or I don't care where, but I'm going to get away from her, right? Because she was hell to deal with.
Okay, so my conversation, let me, this is the last thing I'll give you about this because it ties in this one thing. Hold on, I'm looking for, I know what her name is. Okay.
She was terrified. She was terrified. 100%. 100%.
Okay. Hold on.
Evil
Let me get
demon.
up here. I said, I came across your post on MJ Pack's Thought Catalog covering the murder of Dee Dee Blanchard. Are you the woman that said your husband drove Gypsy to the hospital to visit Dan? I have some questions about that incident. She said, hello. Yes, my ex-husband did. I said, I'm trying to understand things that are not making sense. Were you and your husband involved with VisaCon at all? And did you know who Gypsy was or Dan was? Something doesn't seem right about this. People have claimed you are a fake person and that it was Kim and David Blanchard that drove her, but I knew I had seen your name. I'm not sure if you know who I am, but I've been investigating this case since 2017 after meeting Christy Blanchard in a Facebook group. I worked with her on a project until I began seeing their stories didn't add up. Now we have the autopsy and it's even more confusing. Is there anything you can think of to share with me? Thank you. And thank you for responding. Very nice to meet you. So she said, no. I live right down the road from where she lives with her mom. They lived in the Habitat for Humanity subdivision, and my house is down the road in the Fulbright Springs division. I cannot remember the exact date, but it was early in the morning, around 1 a.m. Boy, she likes to do things around that time or so, and we had company at our house. Our doorbell rang, and Gypsy was at the door wearing a wig and asked my ex-husband if he could give her a ride to Mercy Hospital in Springfield to see her boyfriend, who had been in an accident. My husband saw that she was scared and in distress, so he said he would. I did not see her, but could hear her talking outside and heard her baby voice. He took her to Mercy, and he said that while on the ride, she told them that they had moved here to Springfield from after Hurricane Katrina and that she lived with her mom. That was pretty much it. He said she was very shy and he did not pry. He dropped her off at the ER doors at Mercy and came back home. We did not realize who she was until her mom was murdered, and he recognized her when they posted her pictures on the news. We both realized it was her when we heard her voice. That was pretty much it, just trying to help out a young girl in need. Okay, so I said, so she just knocked on your door randomly? That seems so weird. And she says, we thought so too. But where I live right next to the road, it does happen sometimes. It does make more sense to me now that she was trying to get away from her mom, but we had no idea at the time. Okay. I said, holy hell. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. If there's anything else you can think of, is off or pertinent, please don't hesitate to text me. I would love to interview you guys for a documentary I'm doing just about the incident and finding out later who she was. If you can recall anything about when it was, I'd very much appreciate it. And did she happen to tell your husband what the boyfriend's name was? She said, sure. No, I don't recall that she told him a name. I had just seen the documentary where she named him Dan and put 2 and 2 together. And I said, that made sense. She said, I don't have any contact with my ex anymore. And I said, I'd still love to talk to him. I said, do you recall if you ever saw her walking before or after the incident? She says, no, I don't recall that, but I do remember seeing her at the zoo one time with her mom. It was a church-sponsored day where low-income families got to get in free to the zoo and received coats and such. She was in her wheelchair, and her mom never left her side. That was in October 2011. Now, this is the same event in 2015 that they're talking about. This is the same freaking event. And that's it. And she says, as a close neighbor, knowing that Dee Dee was left in her home like that for days also really bothered me. You always think it can't happen in your neighborhood, but when it does, it's hard to deal with. So there you go. Yep. Isn't that interesting? Just saying.
I mean, I think all of us, it's just, my feelings are with what Tragedy said, about loving your mom so much, and it makes you just so angry. And it's just like, yeah, because if you can do something like that to your own mother, okay, right, you're pretty much right, capable of anything. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, in my humble opinion.
Right.
I mean, I'm serious. That's your mom. Do you know how much I fought with my mom growing up and the things I thought about,
Hell yeah.
Wanting to just go out there and just slug her right in her freaking face, but what I know, hell no. Hell to the motherfucking no.
Right.
And so much, just like her so much growing up, I had to go and live with my dad. Dude, I could not deal with her. Okay. But never in my mind would I have thought to do something like that to her. Never, ever, 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 ever. And I feel like a lot of people have felt the same way I did growing up, or have had some kind of, ABUSE in their life growing up. And that's not an option. That's not an option. And when you look at the statistics with people who have had, parent or a mother with Munchausen by proxy, they usually are very forgiving of their parent, because they realize, what, they're really sick if they survive. I mean, I've seen the proof of that. So yeah, no, like they said, this is the first time anybody's ever, murdered their, because she's not a victim. That's why.
Right. And for everybody,
this is.
And for everybody that wants to tell me that the autopsy is right with the fixed lividity, I implore you to go look at the crime scene photos and tell me then why is there not blackening on her stomach? The end. Period.
Yes,
if you can answer that question, if you can give an actual answer to that question with evidence and studies and people like medical examiners backing you up on it, you let me know, because I'm telling you, I've taken these classes and I'm very well aware that lividity is wrong. The decomp is wrong. The blood splatter is wrong. The crime scene is staged. These are not hard things to understand. And people are like, oh my God, you're just coming up with the weirdest theories. Did you all forget that this is a murder? Yeah. Do you not understand that people, when they murder, they do crazy things? Mm-hmm. And people that are in it together, especially. And the people
that Gypsy was involved with are pretty freaking nefarious
people.
Pretty
bad people.
I mean, it's no joke. We're not just, it's not just because, well, let's say this about her. No, it's not even about that. It's really, truly getting to the truth.
And I'll be the first. If I find evidence that Dee Dee was doing whatever, I'm going to be the first to tell you it. But I've not found it yet.
I'm not convinced yet. Like I said, she's not a saint. Absolutely not. She would be no fun if she was a saint. Okay. I think she'd probably be hella fun to probably kick it with, go to a concert with, what have you, whatever. But I definitely don't think she deserves any of this, and she doesn't deserve to have her name trashed by her little freaking bratty daughter to this day.
Okay, lividity.
So, I'm going to fight for justice for Dee Dee, and what that means is getting the truth out. That means exposing the little demon for exactly who she is. That means get these videos and keep sharing them and getting them out. Everything that's coming out right now. I mean, have you guys seen the people that are covering this right now? It is insane. She is done. But the story is not done. Okay, because the people that helped her are going to be held accountable also. Okay. Mr. Scamfield, okay? Miss Moore, Miss Carr.
Okay, so for those of you asking about lividity, I'm going to give you the answer here. Lividity, or livor mortis, is the purplish blue skin discoloration that occurs after death as gravity causes blood to settle in the lowest parts of the body, forming reddish purple patches crucial for forensics to estimate time, position of death, and sometimes cause, though its appearance varies with temperature, pressure, and the conditions like carbon monoxide poisoning. So gravity's role. After the heart stops, blood isn't pumped and pools in the capillaries of the body's lowest area. So it's initially reddish purple. It can become fixed and deeper purple as blood cells break down and link. Early lividity blanches. It turns white under pressure. Fixed lividity does not. Okay, so I want, and the whole thing with mixed lividity is that it has to be, the body has to be moved within the early stages of decomposition, or if they were, I don't know, slowed down somehow. Cold slows it, heat speeds it up. Okay, now, if you want me, let me see if I can get a picture of her without showing anything too bad that we get booted. Let me get it here. Body in bed.
Yeah, crispy. The tracks, yeah, those always bothered me too, the tire tracks.
Okay, let's see here.
Yeah, what is the deal with the man in the raincoat fans?
I think that is part of the party of some sort. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to see if I can get it without like showing a whole ton of her here. Okay, let me scroll in. All right. So here we go. All right.
Yeah,
Let me
I'm
show
sorry
this.
too, Sarah.
I want to show you.
Very
Stop the
sorry.
screen. Let me share the screen. Okay. All right. So what we're looking at in this picture is this is Dee Dee's flats. This is the stomach. So right now she's rolled over onto her side. Okay. So she was found laying face down. So they've rolled her over like this. Okay. Now, if the lividity was fixed, this all here would all be where the red and the purplish and all the pooling would be. Do you guys see anything on her stomach? On the front of the stomach? Okay. But you
it's on
see
the
what's
side.
it's on the side over here, and that is the exact pattern of the of the egg crate that's 4 levels down. Okay, that right there is the mixed lividity because it is on her side. And then if you look, there are certain little patches over here where they're closer to her hoo-ha area and that stuff. But this right here is the actual pooling of the blood and the actual pattern of the freaking
mattress pad.
Mattress, the egg crate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is not what it should look like. This is not what it should look like. This whole area should have been black and fucking blue.
Mm-hmm.
Black and blue. Because they said it all pooled in her cavities, okay? So if it was pooling in the cavities and it didn't go out onto the bed, because that's what they said, right? It's big pooling in the cavities, then all of her front would have been black and blue, or at very least this red. And how does it
make a pattern?
Like
Karen said,
4 layers
how
down.
does it do that? Four layers down. Right?
How?
It's just, and there's a lot, and how the dryer sheets are laid.
The dryer sheets are literally laid in the pattern of the body and how it's laid on that bed. 1 layer, then 2 more layers, 2 or 3 more layers down.
How in the hell would you know how she was going to be laying?
And how in the hell did none of them that were underneath her body get any blood on them?
Exactly. How?
If she went in there and died, if Dee Dee laid them down, if we're to believe that Dee Dee lays them down because she puts them there on her bed for smell because she's a big woman in the heat. Yeah, okay. No.
Let's see, 9, 10. Well, how many days was it? 7 days? 6 or 7 days before they found her?
From the 9th to the 15th.
So 6 days.
6 days. 6 days. 6 days. We should see bloating. We should see
start in June.
Smelling. There's no smell. Something was done to this body so that it didn't smell. Not just, I put some dryer sheets down and I sprayed some baby powder around it. No, I don't think you understand what a rotting, disgusting body.
That's not.
Yes.
Then they had her under all those blankets too. So
okay, so hold on. Let me. Oh crap! I hope I didn't show that. Just a second. Hold on. Let me remove it. I'm going to look for the other piece real quick here.
Her hands look like, they did.
Where her arms are.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to pull this one up real quick. Let me see here. All right, so if you look at this one, I don't want to zoom in too far. Okay, I'm going to tell you. Okay, so if you look at this one, all right, so that is Dee Dee's head up there. Okay, she's laying diagonally across this bed. There is nothing down here underneath her. Okay. No blood there, nothing. But there is blood coming all the way over here. And there's blood down here. And this pillow right here that clearly is behind her head is where the pillow moves down to this corner right here in the bottom left-hand side.
Sorry, I'm reading crime
I saw.
time. Wow.
I saw.
Good example, though. Great example.
Exactly. Okay. So there is blood down here. There is, and this is how they originally found her. So how is it that the blankets were only partially on her, but weren't on? None of this is making sense.
No.
Nothing about this makes sense.
Exactly. And which is why we toss the theories around, because it none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense.
Now I want to try and get her arms here so you can see what it looks like on her arms.
Oh, trigger warning. People may not want to see this stuff, by the way. I didn't think about that.
I know.
Sorry, guys. Very, very sorry. Trigger warning.
Okay, hold on. Let me move it down like this. This is the arms. That's the arm. So if they rolled her over, okay? So this arm that's the arm that's right here like this above her head. Do you see where it looks like she was tied up with her prayer cloth? Do you see it? Because I do. Do you see, again, it's the pattern of this stem shape thing. So again, this is all wrong again as to how her arm was up there. It should not look like this. I'm telling you, it does not look like this. It should not look like
Poor
this.
Dee Dee, man. These break my heart.
Yeah, they break. I can't deal with it all the time.
Yeah.
So they ask me why I come up with my crazy theories. And again, I'm just gonna clock it. Have I been wrong yet? I don't think so.
Nope. And if you ever are, you're not afraid to say it. So
I truly believe
that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Gypsy says, "Oh, she hasn't seen him. I think she should have to look at him every day.
Absolutely.
You should have to look at him every day, especially the way you're out there bad-mouthing your mom.
I think the Petrie family should have to too. I think the Petrie family should have to too.
Yeah.
For what you've done to your sister. Look what you've done.
You know what I mean? You don't realize, you can think about it and know that what it is or whatever, but when you actually see what they did to her.
Yep.
Okay.
It's foul.
I've even thrown this out. If it wasn't a party atmosphere, I've thrown this out. Did everybody take a jab at her? I mean, I'm being very serious with that. It's just a theory, though.
Right.
Could they have? I don't know. All I know is something wasn't right, and she ghosted Nick for I don't know how many hours.
Right. On multiple days.
That day. On multiple days, but that day was really long.
Right.
So like we said, all we can do is theorize or speculate or, but
yeah,
there's more people than just Gypsy that are involved that are going to get held accountable. I know that.
Yeah, for sure.
It may be later, but it's going to happen.
People are like, oh, that's a wild theory. It's a wild case.
Never seen or heard anything like this before.
I mean,
and watching her do those videos just is like, what in the actual? I cannot.
Those videos are freaky, and and what I'm feeling. Okay, I want you guys to watch them. I feel this is a classroom kind of situation where Nicholas is learning to be a master, just like Gypsy's learning to be a slave.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that the master is the person in charge of all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily think it's Dan alone, because I want you to understand, before DAM came along in 2011, they had already been doing this with her for 2 fucking years at least. They got caught in 2009. They all got caught. The hospital caught them. The VisionCon got caught. She got caught there. David admits that they were the ones that gave her the 501 firsters who bought the Mandalorian costume for her. And that's the same Mandalorian costume that she was wearing when she was found in a hotel room with one of the members of the 501 first.
Right.
Man, that's Brian. Guess who Brian
and that's
is?
The thing. I don't necessarily think all the videos we're seeing are for Nick unless she specifically says it.
Brian is supposed to be the one that Danny took the blade for. Just want you guys to think about that. They lived together. And the person who's giving me this information lived at that same address. Okay?
Yep, they do. They try to shut it down. But it will come out.
Alrighty, guys. Well, we're almost 4 hours in. I'm sure my family would like me to shut the hell up and go to bed.
My body wants me to shut up. I know that.
My body wants me to do it. Yes. I'm very, but I really felt this was important, guys. So if you guys have any more questions about it, please leave comments.
Good. I'm glad we covered that. Because it just shows all the people that have been involved in all the different stories that are being told. And the question is why.
And I've already background checked the cab driver, so I'm working on that. Just gotta say, the place that she picked up the person from,
baby, yeah.
The place that she picked up the guy on the 13th from. Let me just say that address is very, 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 very scary because the registry says so.
Gotcha.
Okay. Same thing with the habitat community. The registry says it's probably not a great place for you to be.
Nice.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Just saying. I mean, heavily. We're not talking 1 or 2. We're talking about like the sky lit up with red stars. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, y'all. Well, I think this was a very good conversation.
Are we doing a live tomorrow?
I'm not sure if we're doing it tomorrow or if we're doing it Tuesday.
If it's not tomorrow, it will be Tuesday for sure. So
for sure, yeah. It's just
asking, and
a matter of how much I can get.
Being here, our chat has been great. Thank you for the new member.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate this. And I'm sorry for all the difficulties at the beginning. This was something new we were trying with Rose and Chewy. They are going to be coming to YouTube, so I was hoping to give them some, ability to do that. But it just didn't work out the way we wanted it. But keep coming back. Keep asking questions. If you have any more questions, please, please, please leave comments. Comments help, even if it's just replay through, even if it's a tag.
If you have any info you think is pertinent for us to know, you can always email us.
I said tipsforgoodwives@gmail.com. That's all spelled out.
Yeah.
You guys can
all about
share, take pieces of it and put it out there as long as you give credit where credit is due. Appreciate you. But let's talk about this more and more because I really feel like these phone calls with this cab driver and the testimony is extremely, extremely interesting. And my question is why was this not available?
Thank you so much, Jean, for being here, and thanks for your membership. Appreciate you, girl.
Okay, guys.
Were we going to talk about David next?
Yep.
Okay.
So we will be going over.
He's on the butcher block next.
He is. We will be going over his interview, which is very strange, incriminating, questioning. Okay. And then, thank you so much, guys. And then, Don't forget that we just replayed and discussed the interview with Kay Hughes, which is one of the first responders. She's the only one that I feel wrote down anything of accuracy.
That was, yeah.
Because she was a trainee and I don't think she knew what she was looking at, but I think the rest of them did. And we'll be talking about them tomorrow with we'll be talking about that with David's interview, the very next live that we do. So you guys, we've got a lot coming down the way. And we're trying to work on doing little pieces of the videos and commenting. I mean, there's just a lot of information coming out right now. And what I see is going to be vastly different than what the rest of your content creators see, because I don't think any of them have the grasp of this case that I just do.
I don't think so.
With all the players, all the people I've talked to, everything, they just don't have it. It's not their fault. They just don't have it.
No, and not just that. I don't think it gets entertained because it just doesn't.
I do you guys even realize that I was the very first person to put the interrogation video out there, and it went viral on this channel, and it's still here?
Mm-hmm.
I put that out first. I was the first one to put out the interviews with Nicholas and his family. Like, I did all of that. And it's all right here. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos that we have made over the years that you can hear us talking about this case. Me, Christina, Colleen, even, the haters that like to hate on me all the time over there. Brandy Jolly. She just loves it. She loves when I mention her name too. She really loves when I mention her name. She just loves it.
Live and you
I know, but I knew I was going to do it. That girl over there who flip-flopped again, knowing all this information originally, knowing that this was what we thought was going on.
Yeah.
That person.
It's been known. It's been known.
Yeah. So
but anyway, yeah. If we're bringing you info, it's because we've thought a lot about it or done our research, homework, what have you. I'm not going to waste my time on something that's not true. Something that I don't believe in anyways,
Right. We have our original podcast on here. You can see the Reels channel that I did long before I realized what was going on. You can see our A&E special afterwards. Like, I've got it all here for you guys somewhere tucked in here. So just start going through the archives and watching shit. Watch our other stuff that's on other cases. I think you'll even enjoy all of that because it's way better than our Gypsy content. I'm telling you. I think it's better cases, better discussions, because we had amazing people involved with us doing those. And you might know some of my friends there, and why I keep telling you, I got experts. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It ain't about my expert opinion. It's not about not knowing this. It's not me being trained. I've got a lot of people, and just go see who they are. See who's been on our podcast in season 2 and tell me that we haven't talked about this case and I don't know my shit. Okay.
Yeah. It's been a lot. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys. Hit the replay. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave some comments, and keep on talking, because justice for Dee Dee is coming. The truth train is left the station, and it's barreling towards the freaking mountain as we speak.
Coming around the bend.
Tag up some people and let's go. So have a good one from the Good Wives, serving up true crime. One dish at a time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Mwah.